All right, guys, and welcome back to my channel, Old School Gunner. How are you all getting on out there, guys? Delighted to be back streaming, creating content. I've got 2 days off yesterday and today, so I've been happy to bring you some content, guys. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the stream very much. I want to start, as always, by thanking everybody for your continued support on my channel. Your likes, your subscribes, and your comments. I really appreciate it. What more can I say? I've had a good couple of streams recently. Yesterday, I was joined by Manny and Anthony, so I want to thank them. I will be guesting on Anthony's channel on the 30th of November. I know that's a little bit away now, guys. But yeah, on Thursday, the 30th, because he does a regular stream on his channel. So I will be joining that one, guys. And thank you to Anthony for inviting me. I'm looking forward to that collaboration. And that is my aim. Also heading into the new year, I'll be moving on back to Switzerland to rebuild my life, the happy life I had before. And yeah, I'm going to be, that is one of the things I'm going to be doing, a new year resolution. More collaborations, put my channel out there, get myself known. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it, like I said. I have a couple of comments here from Manny, who of course guested on my channel last night. And thank you to him for guesting last night and giving his support. Also, like I said, to Anthony. Evening Dave, got a couple of streams now, so I'll catch this on playback. But in as much as his interview with Ian Wright was done last season, I think Ramsdale'S days at Arsenal could soon be numbered. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. Honestly, the player himself, I mean, he's got to do what's best for him too. I mean, he wants to feature with England. He wants to be part of Gareth Southgate's squad. He wants to play. The way he is now not getting his game at Arsenal, he's only going to go backwards. You know what I mean? So that's another thing people need to be aware of. Yeah, his international career has been put on hold, in my opinion. He's not going to get yeah, it's going to be detrimental. And his form as well, because he's not getting game time. You know what I mean? And Nick Ramsdale needs to stay in his lane and stop talking to the media. So if you haven't heard, guys, I'm going to discuss this later because Scott Kirk is going to be coming on all the way from New Zealand, guys. He is going to be coming on the channel. We're going to be talking all things football in roughly half an hour. He should be on. So that should be fun. We can discuss all of this. Of course, the situation, if anyone hasn't heard it, is that Aaron Ramsdale's father has come out. Nick Ramsdale has come out and openly criticised Mikel Arteta for the way he has treated his son. I think he has a point. I'm not going to lie. He should probably stay in his lane and just like Manny says, but it's his son at the end of the day too, you know. And I think he has been unfairly treated because, to be honest, Manny's not a fan of Ramsdale's, but I don't think that is influencing Manny's thinking in this, his thought on this. Yeah, his father should keep his mouth shut, you know, and kind of toe the line. But then again, it's his son. I don't know. I think Ramsdale has been unfairly treated. I know Manny doesn't rate him as a goalkeeper. I know he's not the greatest goalkeeper to ever live. I know that Emi Martinez is light years ahead of him and better than Raya, in my opinion. But Raya seems to fit the way Arteta wants a goalkeeper to play, like as a sweeper almost. He is more comfortable on the ball. He is better at passing the ball out. He made a good couple of saves the other day in the home win against Burnley at the Emirates in our 3-1 win. But Ramsdale is a hell of a goalkeeper still, in my opinion. I actually have a lot of time for Ramsdale. I know there are weaknesses in his game, but I do feel that he has. I do feel that he has been treated badly by Mikel Arteta. But then again, I'm on the outside, guys. I'm on the periphery, and we don't know what's going on between Arteta and himself. Maybe Arteta sat him down and explained it all to him. You know what I mean? That it was going to be happening. I don't think he just sprung it on him. That would be kind of out of character, to be honest. I don't think he would be as mean as that. Just to spring the news on him that he's getting shafted for another player. You know what I mean? Straight up, I don't think he would do that, but that's my own opinion, of course. Who knows, huh? Who knows what was going on? But yeah, thank you to Manny for dropping those 2 comments. He's got another couple of streams to go on. So yeah, have fun there, Manny. Let me know which ones. I texted him. Let me know what streams, and I'll come in and I'll drop a few comments. Raise a few pulses. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Arsenal ladies update. Gunnar gathering the two henchmen. Southern Gunnar. Alright, let's have a look. Just 1 second, guys. I'm just going to set up the analytics on the video and I'll be with you then, guys. But yeah, like you see, there's been a bit of controversy today. Ramsdale's father speaking out. Getting a little bit messy. You know what I mean? Things are getting a bit messy, to be honest. Five people watching, guys. Welcome out to my live stream. I hope you're keeping well. Hope the night finds you well, guys. I'm going to be joined by Scott Kirk. Will be coming on shortly, guys, to join me. I'm looking forward to that collaboration. There's a lot to talk about. I had a couple of comments already from Mani. I'm going to put them up. Of course, if you noticed, if you watched my channel last night, guys, I had a collaboration with Mani and also with Anthony. So I want to thank both of them for coming on and guesting on my channel. Evening Dave, got a couple of streams now, so I'll catch this on playback. But in as much as his interview with Ian Wright was done last season, I think Ramsdale's days at Arsenal could soon be numbered. Yeah, there's a lot of controversy with Aaron Ramsdale at the moment. His father's comments, Nick Ramsdale speaking out against Mikel Arteta in the media. That obviously has not gone down well with Mikel Arteta, needless to say. I mean, straight up, that has not gone down well with him at all. Yeah, what can I say? Big up to Manny anyway for joining last night, joining my stream. And Nick Ramsdale needs to stay in his lane and stop talking to the media. Yeah, that obviously has ruffled a few feathers now. Yeah, that has kind of put a little bit of pressure on Ramsdale's relationship with Mikel Arteta. Maybe it was already stressed, but there you go. Anthony, big up old school. I think Ramsdale should leave to help his career. But I'm a fan of Ramsdale more than Raya, if I'm honest. But Ramsdale's dad should give his son's advice, but not go public with it, I say. Yeah, going public with it can only create problems. Going public with it, Anthony, can only create problems. It's as simple as that. I'm going to be joined by Scott Kirk shortly, and we're going to discuss that. He has sent me like a video saying about Aaron Ramsdale's reasoning why he behaves certain ways in games. But that was from last season, like Manny has said. Yeah, that was from last season. We got the youngest Gunnar, guys. The youngest Gunnar. Keep it clean, guys. Keep it clean. Alfie Stapleton is in the house. How are you getting on, man? I hope you're keeping well. the youngest gooner to come on my channel. I hope you're keeping well, Alfie, and I hope your father's keeping well. I know he's probably watching in the wings. But thank you for your comment, yeah. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Let me know, Alfie, what you think of Aaron Ramsdale. And do you favour him over David Raya? Which one of the keepers do you actually do you prefer? Let me know in the comments. Yeah. Are you a Ramsdale fan or are you a David Raya fan? Do you think that Mikel Arteta has done the right thing in replacing him? Because it's quite controversial at the moment what's going on. It's no joke. You know what I mean? I prefer Ramsdale over Raya. Yeah, I like Ramsdale too, I'm not going to lie. I think Raya maybe plays the ball out better. He's a bit better with distribution. But what Ramsdale did since he joined the club, since he started playing for Arsenal, has been he's improved things a lot. Now Raya's come in. I mean, there's no point keeping Ramsdale if he's only featuring a couple of small cup games. The point of having Ramsdale there is that there's competition for places. And that Ramsdale starts his share of games as well. Because we need to switch them around, yeah? We need to switch them around. All right, John, you're back. You're back, John. How are you getting on, man? Are you good? I hope you're well. It's been a while since I've seen you, man. It's been a while. I hope you're keeping well. It's been a while, John. You're after resurfacing. I thought you were gone forever. But thanks for coming on. Yeah, I appreciate it. Are you still a member of my channel, John? But I hope you're keeping well anyway, John, yeah? Welcome to my stream. I'm going to have Scott Kirk coming on soon. I actually need to send him the link now. Just 1 second, guys. I'm going to send Scott the link. Let me put it there in the message bar for everyone else. Let's all go crazy with the likes and shares. So here is the link, guys, if anyone wants to come on the stream. And let me send that link now to Scott. One second, guys. All right, the link is sent to Scott. 8CMWC 864P4. All right, done. Most of the time I've been busy on Facebook much. Yeah, I hope that's going well for you. One second, guys. I'm watching someone else's channel. Just 1 second, guys. Just commenting on someone else's channel. I like to keep myself entertained. All right, back. How are the lads? Yeah, man, how are you getting on? I hope you're keeping well. Guys, a good charity. I'm going to big it up. I've been doing a little bit of charity, guys, as I work for Premier Inn. And we're going to have another little collection coming up, guys, around Christmas time for the Great Ormond Street Hospital, guys, the Children's Hospital. So if anyone can go out and support them, I know it would be much appreciated. Yeah, a good charity, guys. Say no more about it. But big up to you, Jordy, man. How are you getting on? How are you keeping? What's up with you? I hope you're doing well, yeah? I'm going to have a guest coming on my channel in a while. Scott Kirk, he's going to come on and talk the talk. But yeah, I was watching some of your content, as you saw, yeah? I dropped a comment. Yeah. If you, like, Jordy, how could you, 1 second, let me put up your handle. All right, guys, if you haven't already, this man is a Newcastle United fan. He has a YouTube channel. If you can come out and support them, sub to his channel, like his videos, and drop a couple of comments. Regardless if you're a Gooner, regardless if you're a fan of the Toon Army, whatever, come out and support the man's channel. Yeah, do him a favor. But what do you think Newcastle season is going to be like? Where do you think you're going to end up at the end? Do you think you're going to qualify for European football? Excuse me. Do you think you can make top 4? Let me know, man. I'd be interested in knowing. To be honest, I'd be like, I knew, like, when Arsenal lost to Newcastle, my opinion before that game was that um, we were going to lose to Newcastle whether we played them this week, next week, the week after, because they were in much better form than us. Um, and I fear Newcastle because I saw things in the way they started playing, the way they kind of developed. I saw things that worried me, to be honest. I do try and come on YouTube whenever I get the opportunity to do so. I'm glad, and I hope you're keeping well, John. Yeah, I hope you're doing well for yourself. I hope life is going well for you. Yeah? Highbury's local badger. Just put a comment on the two henchmen show with the Southern Gooner. Havertz couldn't score in a bottle, lads. And it's true. You know what I mean? It's actually true. Just making a brew. Oh, yeah. Alcoholic. An alcoholic brew, I think. I'm not calling you an alcoholic, but an alcoholic brew, no doubt. If we fail to get top 4 or 5, at least I expect some European football, whether it's Europa or Conference. I think you're good enough, to be honest. Like, someone was on my channel the other day thinking it's going to be the top 4 is going to be Man City as champions, Liverpool second, Arsenal third, and Villa fourth. Villa are going well right now, no doubt. Arsenal, I'm not sure. Can we get top 4? I'm not going to look. I'm not going to talk us down and then watch us rise to the summit of the league. But I honestly think Spurs are going to be thereabouts. Maybe United will come back into things. They're only 6 points off the pace, 6 points behind Arsenal, even though they've been doing so badly. Liverpool, of course, Spurs, United, Newcastle, Villa, Arsenal to get top 4. I don't know, man. I don't know. We're not going to win the league anyway, obviously. And I don't know, can we get top 4? I mean, we haven't been setting the world on fire recently. And we have a lot of tough games to come. And we're struggling in the forwards. And our midfield is a little bit lightweight. I know Thomas Partey out till January. I don't know, man. My comment anyway, guys, on the two henchmen show with the Southern Gooner and Tony Cloud Gunner TV. Havertz couldn't score in a bottle. There you go. That's my view on the matter. Alright, that's enough of that. I can't be listening to any more of that. Just 1 second, guys. I'm going to take a little bathroom break and I'll be back, okay? I wanted to do it before the stream started, but there was somebody in there. So just give me 1 second and I'll be back, okay? All right, I'm back, guys. Sorry about that. I had a quick pit stop. I was in the bathroom, guys. Had to do my thing. But yeah, the Premier League, guys, the games that were there recently. The table, the way it's looking at the moment. Manchester City are top, of course. 12 games played, 9 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses, and they're on 28 points. They've won 3 of the last 5. Of course, they drew last time out against Chelsea. Liverpool are second, 12 played, 8 wins, 27 points. And come Arsenal, exactly the same. 12 played, 8 wins, 27 points. Both teams have won 3 of the last 5. Then come Tottenham. They've won 3 of the last 5, but they've lost the last 2. So they've been dropping. I hope they enjoyed their time at the top of the league. I don't think that's going to come again. Aston Villa, prove me wrong, Tottenham, prove me wrong. Then come Aston Villa on 25 points. That makes up the top 5. United are 6th. They're a little bit off the pace. 6 points off Arsenal. But yeah, they're still within striking distance, even though they've had a terrible time recently. But United either win games or lose games. They don't draw games. That's the thing with United right now. Sorry there, guys. Just someone texted me 1 second, okay? All right, big up. So back into the Premier League. And yeah, Everton have climbed up the table, and the stats suggest they will go higher. The manager ratings, guys. Here we go. There we go, guys. It's the latest Premier League manager ratings. And it's going to be an interesting one. Interesting what they say in the lead up to it. Outrageously, it has now been November and still not one of the Premier League managers has lost his job. Not even Ten Hag. You know what I mean? One of the better managers this season has been Unai Emery at Aston Villa, in fairness. He has been very good. So the top 20 managers. Number 20, Vincent Kompany at Burnley. Number 19, Eric Ten Hag, Manchester United. Number 18, Iraola at Bournemouth. 17, Silva at Fulham. Then comes Roy Hodgson at Crystal Palace. Jesus, he's still alive. Then comes Eddie Howe at Newcastle. Howe is a very good manager, in fairness. I think 15th is a bit rough on him. Then comes Heckingbottom at Sheffield United, Pochettino at Chelsea, Edwards at Luton, Frank at Brentford, Moyes at West Ham is in number 10. De Zerbi's at number 9 at Brighton. Then comes Mikel Arteta of Arsenal. He's at number 8. I think that's fair. And comes Sean Dyche. He's at number 7, the Everton manager. Then comes Steve Cooper at Nottingham Forest. He's at number 6. Then comes Guardiola at Man City. He's at number 5. Then comes Gary O'Neill at Wolves. He's at number 4. Then comes Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. He's at 3. Then comes Postecoglou at Tottenham. He's at 2. At number 1 is Unai Emery at Aston Villa. Big up Unai Emery, man. He's gone from number 4 to number 1. Interesting stuff, guys. I'm going to talk about that as well with Scott when Scott comes on. But interesting stuff, guys, there with the managers. I think Eddie Howe is a bit hard done by, in fairness. I think Unai Emery is number 1. I think that's fair. But yeah, big up. That's basically it. But yeah, Unai Emery, top manager in the league right now. I'd actually have to agree with that. He's been fantastic. Arsenal letting him go. I mean, I don't know, boy. And Arteta coming in his place. He's a better manager than Arteta. And that's no word of a lie, yeah. That is no word of a lie. He's a better coach than Mikel. So I don't know where they're going with that, though. But it's hilarious, yeah. I'm going to read that out for Scott when he comes on. Yeah, we're going to have a laugh off it. It's going to be fun, guys. Make sure you check that out. Yeah, me and Scott are going to have a laugh off it. We're going to talk about the Aaron Ramsdale situation with Mikel Arteta, with David Raya, with his father, Nick Ramsdale. And we're also going to talk about that managerial top 20. Oh, I can hear someone coming in, guys. I think he's got a bit to say for himself. Yep. Here we go, guys. He's going to bring the pain. He is going to bring the pain. Here he is. He's ready to tear someone apart. It's all yours, Scott. It's all yours. Do your work. Yeah, tear someone apart.
What do you mean, bring the bloody pain? I ain't Hulk Hogan.
The pain, guys. He's going to bring the pain. He's going to talk the truth about Arsenal. What a lot of fans are afraid to do, guys, this man is not afraid to do. This man tells the truth. Look at that beard. That beard says one thing to me, man. Winner. You know what
Salt
I mean?
and pepper. Not
Look
salt
at
and
you,
pepper.
man. Look at you. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
I don't actually know what his dad said yet.
No,
So you need to fill
Well,
me in.
I will, but first I'm going to start with something funny, Scott. Funny. So today, the ratings came out for the top 20 managers in the Premier League from 20 to 1. And I want to share this with you first, yeah, and I want you to tell me what you think about this. Trust me, man, it's a classic. All right, watch this, Scott. Top 20
Yeah.
Premier League managers, yeah. Don't ask me who number 1 is yet, and don't be Googling it. All right, leave it to be a secret, okay? Don't be Googling it. All right,
Go
so
on,
at
then.
number 20 is the Burnley manager, Vincent Kompany. 19 is Eric Ten Hag.
Really?
There's only 20 managers there. There's only 20 managers in it, okay? And he's at number 19,
Yeah.
all right? Let's move on past that, okay? Number 18 is Marco Silva at Fulham. Sorry, number 17 is Marco Silva at Fulham. Number 18 is the Bournemouth manager, Iriola. Number 16 is Roy Hodgson at Palace. 15, I think he's a bit harsh, a bit hard on by Eddie Howe, Newcastle. I think that's a bit hard on Eddie. I think he's better than
a bit
15.
harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
I agree.
at the moment. Yeah, the ratings have been going. 14 is Heckingbottom, Sheffield United coach. 13 is Chelsea coach Pochettino. 12 is Edwards at Luton. 11 is Thomas Frank, the Brentford coach. 10 is Moisey at West Ham. 9 is De Zerbi at Brighton. And number 8 is Mikel Arteta. All right. This is what they say about Mikel. You know that game where you talk and about what the most Tory thing that you believe in or agree with is, and everyone with kids says grammar schools. The football equivalent is surely what's the most Richard Keys opinion you agree with. Mine is definitely that Mikel Arteta should keep his feet and full Lego head inside his damn technical area and stop clowning around like a chop. Irritating. I know he's not the only manager who does it, but he is the worst offender and he's the only one who shapes up to actually tackle people on the touchline. He's a fine manager, but he is also incredibly irritating. The hypocritical, theatrical, self-serving meltdown after Newcastle defeat was embarrassing. It was a clear attempt to piggyback Liverpool's rage after the Spurs game. All right, enough about that crap. But I don't not
I don't not disagree.
Number 8.
Sean Dyche on it.
Sean Dyche is 7th.
Thing is, I know people say Sean Dyche negative 4-4-2 tactics, all this long bullshit, but he's actually we're starting to see a difference at Everton now, aren't we? This season. You know,
yeah, that's right. That's right there.
He's never going to give you exciting football, but I think as a bloke, I like Sean Dyche's old-fashioned kind of. I think that's a little bit what's lacking nowadays. You know, a little bit of that grit from a manager. Because for me, Arteta, it's like Arteta, are you a manager or are you like a motivational speaker? You know, what are you? You know, that's what to me, and that's what he comes across as. He's gone to one of these seminars and he's learned all about this positivity bubble. Like let's create the electricity and all that. And yeah, and to me, I hate to go down that line, but it's almost a little bit verging on the woke territory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
yeah. The problem is.
Carry on with it.
The problem is.
Carry on with it. Yeah, carry on. Sorry.
Through me, will ya? Come on.
What?
1 second, let me put up this comment, yeah. Thanks for coming on anyway, Scott. I appreciate it, yeah. But the problem is as well, man, Arteta styles himself on Pep. He styles himself on Pep. He has this... Look, I worked with a couple of Spanish managers last year, yeah, in London, unfortunately. And my Christ, they are a law unto themselves. They think that they are God's gift. You know what I mean? And this was in retail, guys. These people think the Spanish managers they think they're God's gift. Whether it's retail, whether it's football, whether it's I don't care, whether they're selling ice creams, I don't care what it is, man. They have this opinion of themselves. They think they are I don't know what, man. I swear to God. They're not living in the real world anyway, obviously. I mean, it must have been a real pain in the ass when they won the World Cup and the Euros all those years. Another comment coming in here. What is that? You got a mouse there?
Right, I've just had to come inside. That is my neighbour and his dog.
I swear. What's the dog? The dog is in a wheelchair, is he? Is the dog in a wheelchair?
Sounds like it now.
What was that squeak? No, you're out. Yeah. You're out the real side, man. No, you're out the real side.
Yeah.
Oh, I like your flag, man. Oh yeah. How many times have you had a brick thrown through that?
Never yet.
How many times has a petrol bomb come through?
You're probably sending one over today, aren't you?
There's no Irish guy in the neighborhood, is there? Obviously.
No. Hey,
I'm only joking.
What's the rest of the list then, though?
The rest of the list, man. This is gonna rock your world, Scott. Number 5 is the aforementioned Pep. Number 4 is Gary O'Neill at Wolverhampton. Number 3 is Liverpool's Messiah, Klopp. Number 2 is, of course, the Yids Army, man. Postecoglou, Spursy. He's at number 2. I'll tell you the team won't finish second. At number 1,
wow,
it's that man, Unai Emery, man. Unai Emery, and we got rid of him, right? We got rid of him for Arteta. Villa are absolutely flying right now.
Flying, mate.
Yeah, man.
But I don't get that. I really don't get that with like Gary O'Neill.
They won't and
if we're going on managerial situations, obviously the top 3 has to be Pep. It has to be Pep and Klopp. I don't know who I'd put in as number 3. Ten Hag, mate.
I think Eric Ten's place. Because for me, he is an inspiration. Like whenever I look at the highlights, I almost wet my pants. You know what I mean? It's just
who are we talking about? Who was that?
Ten Hag. Whenever I look at the highlights, the United games, even Luton, I almost wet my pants, man. It's just like,
oh mate,
it's like Faulty Towers, man. It's like Faulty Towers.
His meltdowns are classic, aren't they? I really don't think he's going to last very long. I think like we've said before, and you've said it as well, that job at Man United is probably bigger than everybody.
Yeah.
It's a
difficult job.
And and I think after Ten Hag, where would they go? Well, talking about your list, it's probably UR Emery then.
Yeah, but he wouldn't leave. He wouldn't leave a short thing like Villa to go to manage them. He knows that it's a recipe for disaster. I mean, no one comes out of that job smelling of roses. Not even the great man himself. What's his name? Mourinho. Even Mourinho.
Oh, I thought he's on about the great man Ole Gunnar.
Great man. Did you see the state of him yesterday? Respects to Bobby Charlton, man. Rest in peace, Bobby Charlton. But did you see the state of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer having the steps yesterday?
No.
They should have turned on the power hose by him blowing him down the rod. know what I mean? Wash him away with the rest of the trash. Jesus almighty, what a muppet. When he was a manager, the crap he was coming out with and the performances. They went from almost champions to almost being relegated in like 2 months.
It's one of them situations, Ollie will forever be a Man United legend, but he didn't have the chops. And you knew, to me, do you see Trossard as being like an Ollie?
Trossard?
Yeah. Because,
you mean like as a player or being a manager?
No, as in that kind of player, that super sub. Because I know the last two games, Trossard's been really good when starting, but before that, what we have seen is he struggles when he starts games sometimes, and it makes me feel that he's better sitting on the bench and he's reading the game, and then he's going, this is where I need to inject myself when I'm on the pitch. And that's what I kind of feel he's better at. Apart from the last two games, he's proved me wrong because he has been a bit touch and go when he started games, hasn't he? So now I have this feeling he sits there and reads the game and he's like, well, I can see where this space here and I can exploit this. And that's what I said. Posta lost too.
I was waiting for it.
That's a good one. That's a good one, Tony.
Well done, Tony, man. Big up, Tony, man. Big up, Tony.
The thing is, I hate to say it, but I actually find Ange to be a really good guy.
He's a likable character.
And when he was managing out in Australia, most people out these ways have said he was a brilliant man management. And you can just see it. You can see because he's a massive guy. I think because of his sheer size, he's not going to get any shit from anyone, is he? Because of what he looks, he commands that respect. I think.
Big man,
big boy.
But he's a very good coach. He's a very good coach. Respect.
I couldn't believe it that other day when they went down to 9 men. He's still playing a high line on the halfway line.
And it almost came off for him, yeah. It almost came off for him.
But that could also be a little bit scary that he might be one of these guys like Arteta, where he's got a formula and he's not prepared to compromise it. Because to do that with 9 men and play on the halfway line, it's crazy, isn't it?
But he does have he had players out there that could actually do something. I mean, they ran it close. It was a close one in the end. It was stuck, but it was brave. It was ballsy. I mean, the guy, it was close, man. They came unstuck at the end, but it was touch and go for a while there. He's ballsy, man. He's brave. Like all his managerial decisions in all of the games up to that point have been the same. He's shown real grit, character.
Yes,
I actually respect him, and to be honest, I respect the team and their position. And I respect.
But I tell you what,
bad luck in the last 2 games. I mean, they have had a bit of bad luck, and I don't know.
Yeah, when I've seen him in interviews, Dave, he's a funny guy, isn't he? He's got a good sense of humour, and he's not. And they've asked him certain questions, and his answer's been, "Look, mate, I'm a manager. I ain't playing politics," and I respect him for that. I wash them dirty. I'm not interested in these managers. Yeah, I'm just not interested in all these managers that put political agendas across.
Let me just drop on a few.
Excuse me.
Talking about the whole Ramsdale situation, anyway, man.
Yeah, go for it, mate.
I don't think you heard
so what did his dad say?
His dad said.
All I've seen is the interview clip that I sent you of what he probably shouldn't have said.
That was from last season, is what Manny was saying. I think that was last season. But yeah, still he said it though. He basically has come out criticising Mikel Arteta, saying that Arteta never really kind of squared it with Ramsdale, that he was going to actually replace him with Raya. He signed him, of course, but then the way he just took over and became the number 1, Ramsdale got shafted. He said that his son he's lost that smile, and that Arteta really never kind of spoke about it, that it was going to happen. You know what I mean?
Well, my answer to that,
he
Dave,
feels he has been unfairly treated. Yeah, unfairly treated.
Is that? Do you think he has?
Well, his dad does. I think he has been too, to be honest, in a way.
Well,
He has been.
well, for me, mate, for me, I'm just suck it up, buttercup. I'm not into that.
Yeah.
I just, well, what's the difference to what? Yeah, but what's the difference between what happened to Leno? There is no difference. But Leno didn't spit the dummy, did he? You know,
that was equally harsh. Yeah, that was even worse. He had to leave.
And it must be hard to see your son play and then be dropped, and be dropped for not really doing anything majorly bad. But come on, you don't need your daddy to. You know what I mean? I just don't like that.
Yeah. I agree with you. He should have kind of.
It's like me and you. It's like
as well.
And it's like you're at work, Dave, and your parents ringing up and saying you said a hurty word to David. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, that wouldn't be happening now. That wouldn't be happening. No. My dad would come down, you know what I mean? My dad wouldn't pick up the phone, he'd just come down and...
Yeah, he'd just come around and whack 7 bells of shit out of him.
Yeah, just kick someone's head in there. That's his MO.
But in what world do you want your parents talking to you saying, oh, I've done my job badly?
Yeah.
So personally, I get from his dad's perspective how he feels, but I also think you should just keep your mouth shut. And probably Ramsdale, if he believes that his position is number one, then he needs to fight for it. I just don't like it, mate. But I didn't realise that interview was last year. But what he said to Ian Wright...
That's what Manny said. Let me put up Manny's comment here. Manny put on comments.
Yeah.
Before I actually came on air, yeah. So Manny put up a couple of comments. Evening, Dave. Got a couple of streams now, so I'll catch us on Playbook. But in as much as this interview with Ian Wright was done last season, I think Ramsdale days at Arsenal could be numbered.
So how come this interview's only just sort of surfaced now? I've not seen it.
Probably because it's trending, because there's a bit of friction now because of what his dad said.
Well,
they tend to come out of the woodwork. Yeah, tends to come out of the woodwork.
Well, what he said to Ian Wright was pretty much career suicide, mate.
It was madness. It was a bit strange, wasn't it?
Saying I can't give it my all. I can't concentrate. I have to have bands with the band, and then I might be okay for 15 minutes, and then it's half time. I can have an orange. I'm just thinking, why would you get picked after saying that? So maybe that's what Arteta saw last year, and he's thinking, well, if you've just admitted to you can't give in 100%, why would I pick you? So I believe he's just signed his own contract away.
Yeah, I would. You know what I mean? Some things are better left unsaid, huh?
Yeah, they are, mate. And I'll still stand by it. I think Raya's a better goalkeeper. I will admit that he's been a bit rocky, and some of the situations he's put us in are very uncharacteristic of what he was like at Brentford. Like his distribution at the Brentford was a little bit better than what we're seeing at the minute. Obviously, they said out of collecting crosses from corners, he was ranked second last season, wasn't he? And I think he had about 30 more collects than Ramsdale, but I am seeing him flap a little bit.
Against Newcastle, he flapped even for the goal. Like, he flapped. Gabriel got bundled over. He was flapping under the high ball.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
So no, but all I can see with what's happening with Raya is a lot of the Ramsdale fanboys are getting on his back, and apparently he's had some nasty chants on the pitch, hasn't he?
Well, he'd have to take it on the chin too. Yeah, I mean, it's English football at the end of the day.
I get that. But going from Brentford to Arsenal is a complete step up, isn't it? You're going. That's pretty much next level. Obviously I'm going to talk Arsenal, but that's completely next level compared to Brentford, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. More high profile.
Yeah, and I think even Raya said it. He says we can lose 2 or 3 games at Brentford or draw, and it's not the end of the world. But at Arsenal, it's like we don't lose games like that. That's the difference.
Pressure.
It is.
All right, hullabaloo. Jesus, I haven't seen hullabaloo in a while. Let me just talk about Tony's comment. It's Arteta's style, drops players like a stone and puts them in the wilderness. I agree with Scott. Why is his dad getting involved? It doesn't bode well for Aaron Ramsdale. Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Hullabaloo, welcome along, man. I haven't seen you on the show in a while. Welcome. I think we have to accept Raya is the new number one. Yes, he's been a bit shaky, but we're seeing him gain more confidence and playing better. Ramsdale will not be here in the summer. The thing about Ramsdale as well, guys, obviously. Yeah, the thing about Ramsdale as well, obviously, I'm going to state the obvious here now for everyone, but his international career. If he's not getting game time, he can forget about that. Yeah, that's obviously weighing on his mind too, yeah. The most important thing, I'm sure.
You see, we have this situation. We have that situation with Henderson, Maguire, and Phillips. Personally, they probably shouldn't be in the team at the moment. But as a goalkeeper, if you're not playing, you're 100% not getting in that team, are you? Because it's one of them positions where he could be, you could be sitting on the bench for bloody 38 games. Why would you be picked? It's one of them positions where, and it was also when Arteta goes, I've considered that might bring on a new goalkeeper for the last 15 minutes. That's complete madness, right, mate? Because goalies, you don't just go, right, you're going on. They need to stretch. They have to have warm-ups, don't they? You can't just go, right, you're going on for 15 minutes to see the game off. You've not done any diving or anything, but you'll be all right, mate. I just think when Arteta said that, I just think that was just a rubbish.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see him doing things like that, taking off a goalie for the last 15 minutes. I don't want to see that, mate.
We have another couple of problems as well in the team, man. I mean, things are kind of. Last season was like a one-hit wonder. This season we're back to earth with a bump. Thomas Partey. I mean, there's a comment here from Anthony. I don't know what you make of this, but about Ruben Neves, a loan move with a chance to buy. I would move on. I would move on him. He is a fantastic player.
Is that the Wolves player that's gone to Saudi?
That's right, yeah. That's right.
Ruben Neves. See, I also heard a rumor that the Saudi team, who do they own in the Premier League? Do they own Newcastle?
Newcastle.
Well, I heard a rumor that they were saying they were going to loan him to Newcastle, but apparently they're putting it in place now that they can't loan to their other teams because they can see what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're trying to cut a corner, aren't they? It's like we've just loaned him to you for the year, so we've not had to do anything with FFP. We've kind of sidetracked it. That's the only way I can, what I can see happening there.
We're short money as well, man. I mean, a loan deal might make sense for us because we are short money after the Havertz deal. I mean, they're talking about Douglas Luiz at Aston Villa to replace Thomas Partey in January. I mean, we don't have the money now because we threw that 65 million away on Havertz. I'm not picking on Havertz. I'm just saying we spent 65. We don't have it anymore. I don't know. Did you see the headline yesterday about Edu? But Edu was getting credited with it was outrageous. He was getting credited with saving us 60 million because we saved that money because we didn't get Mudryk and we got Trossard. That was just luck. Yeah. That was pure luck because they were going for Mudryk.
The thing is, this is idiotic. This is idiotic. Excuse me, idiotic members of the fan base trying to justify the Havertz deal because they're like, well, we've saved here, so it's okay. It's like a bonus. It's like, no, get in the bin with that crap. That's not right. But the thing is, I want Raya to be number one. I'm very happy with that, and I don't have any emotional attachment to players anymore. I've got to not be sentimental like that because I just want us to pick the best team to win the league. I'm not interested in but this player's lovely or whatever. He's got nice, this player's got lovely earrings at the weekend and he wears nice trainers. I couldn't care less.
He always signs autographs for the fans after games. We don't care about that, man. We want to win games.
I just want the best player on the pitch, and if Raya is the best player on the pitch, do it.
Nketiah, I hear you. Nketiah, I get you. There's like a meaning behind that. You want Nketiah on the pitch? I hear you.
No, Nketiah is a better model.
You want the best player out there. You want Eddie.
But this is what I start to think about Emil Smith-Rowe, and all that over the last season. I'm thinking, but he doesn't really play for. He doesn't really play for us anymore. All he does is model merchandise.
Yeah.
That's his job, isn't it? He models merchandise because he's a good-looking lad.
Arsenal.com, yeah. He's mad on that at the moment.
Yeah. But
what did you make of the Fabio Vieira red card? What did you make of that tackle? I mean, it was over the top, right? I mean, we were 3-1 up and we were cruising.
Yeah. I think with that situation, I agree with what the commentators said. They said there's no malice in Fabio Vieira. He doesn't play like that, and I personally just think it was a silly mistake, and I don't think he meant to studs up, but sadly he did studs up. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And he went in like we were 3-1 up, man. I mean, stay on your feet and just jockey the player. Stay on your feet and just push him back. We were 3-1 up. We were cruising. It was all good, man. We weren't under much pressure. All due respects to Burnley, and for him to just fly in like that, I mean, now he's got a 3-match ban. Maybe that's for the best, because he's not that good anyway. But brutal.
I think probably Dave, he was just a little bit too keen, wasn't he? The thing is though, knowing Arteta, since he got sent off, did you see Arteta's face when he walked off the pitch?
Yeah.
Didn't even look at him.
No.
And I would say now that Fabio has now been dumped in the reserves for the next 6 weeks, and we won't see him again.
Yeah, I wouldn't even look at him. Well, I think that's for the best, because we got Havertz in midfield, and he is like the archetype of midfielder now. Him and Rice, it's like we have a double pivot. I think they call it in the midfield. We have him and Rice interchanging passes and just carving teams open at will. You know what I mean? He reminds me of Emmanuel Petit, Havertz. He reminds me of Emmanuel Petit. Real guile. You know what I mean?
I think for me, Havertz
sarcastic.
I think for me, Havertz is the kind of guy that at Christmas he'd be trying to carve a turkey with a butter knife. That's what he reminds me of.
He couldn't pull a Christmas cracker, not to mind say a woman. He couldn't pull a Christmas cracker.
What Tony said here is the problem, right? 105 million on Rice, 65 million on that piece of shit.
Full whack for Rice.
But I'm all right with that. But 40 million on Timber, but it's the 65 million. So the problem is at the minute we're really on the line of FFP, aren't we?
Yeah.
And what I read yesterday is apparently the situation with Tony and Chelsea looks like it could be advancing. But we ain't. And I know Brentford have almost said now that we want 100 million for Tony. Well, we can't pay that, can we?
No, we can't.
The only thing we can do is do one of Adu's fiddles, where he's like, "I'll give you 5 million backhander right now, and we'll pay you the 75 million over the next 5 years." You know what I mean? On a goodwill gesture, like they've done with Raya. That's the only way I can see us getting Tony. But to be honest, I don't think it'll happen. We've got more chance of getting your boy.
Yeah, I would love to see that happen. Yeah. I think he's a great player, but I just can't see it. I mean, we're just going to carry on as we have been. I mean, we've done well in the Champions League so far without an out-and-out striker, a 20-goal a season player.
But I know we have, mate. But we need a 20-goal a season striker, mate.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Look at Liverpool. They've got Salah. Well, he doesn't put the massive numbers.
They got the Dutch player. They've got that great Dutch player, and they have Nunes.
They got Nunes. Nunes misses more than he scores, but I think he will get there. I quite like the look of Nunes. I do see that he spends a lot of. Oh, we're back. System crash.
System crash. We were talking about Arteta, that's why. He's trying to block it. It's like China. Arteta's trying to block the satellite.
Arteta's trying to get some tactics advice. Just play the best team. Yeah, just play the best teammate. But I tell you what's going to annoy me, and I know it's going to happen. Eddie will take Trossard's place instantly. He will, though, won't he?
If Trossard gets injured.
No, I meant as in because we've had Trossard playing as a 9 at the minute. As soon as Eddie will be back in the next game because he came on right at the end, didn't he? And he'll just instantly get rid of Trossard. It's almost like
Eddie is rubbish. Man.
Eddie is rubbish, mate.
I thought it was honestly that Arteta had realised it.
Yeah,
I thought Arteta had come to the realisation.
Yeah, I had a really, to the core kind of comment about Eddie's play, but I can't really say it. It's too crude. So I'll have to keep that one to me.
I get banned off YouTube, please don't.
Yeah.
Big up to the Oregon Gooner, man. Big up to the Oregon Gooner. If you haven't already, check out his channel.
I like the Oregon Gooner fella. I've seen him a few times.
He's playing FIFA online.
I think the last time I saw him, he was having a meltdown. I think it was the Oregon Gunner. He was having a massive rant.
He's good playing FIFA, man. Do you have a PlayStation, Scott? If you do, you should play FIFA with him.
Yeah. I've got PlayStation because remember I told you I bought Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham for 80. I bought them both for 80 million. So what's the problem?
That was a dream you had. Sorry, that was reality. I'm sorry. I thought that you were dreaming. I thought you were. You know what I mean? Counting sheep.
So I'm thinking I got them two for that price. What's your problem, Edu?
Exactly.
FIFA's real life.
I mean, no problem, Edu. Edu's problem is he doesn't know anybody. And what about Arteta?
Yeah.
All his links in Spain, yeah? I mean, there's no striker in Spain worth his salt that we can get cut price. Remember Wenger back in the day, man? Do you remember Wenger back in the day?
Oh, no, I've never heard of him. Did he manage us?
Exactly. But remember back in the day, man, he got some good signings.
Yeah, he also brought
Remy Gard, just makeshift players, but he filled out the team with, he got Christopher Ray, of course, he got the big boys, but he got players that could do the business for us. Yeah.
Did you just say Christopher Ray?
What a goal scorer!
He also got us players like Francis.
Yeah. But anyway, we do need to reinforce, guys. Look, anyway, if you haven't already, check out this man's channel, Oregon Gooner, and check out Early Doors, and check out me, and check out Scott, and check out what Nick Ramsdale has been saying about Mikel Arteta. Check it all out. Opinions. I mean, US Gooner. What do you think, Oregon Gooner, about the whole Aaron Ramsdale, David Raya situation? Which goalkeeper would you like to play? Like, who do you favor? Like, I knew Raya was going in. Okay, Raya became first choice. I get it. But there's no point not playing Ramsdale. You know what I mean? He's meant to be there as a backup. If he's not getting games, then of course the guy wants to leave. Like, only a fool would stay. And Arteta is stubborn. Yeah, he does have a stubborn streak. He will go on the training ground and actually snub players. Like, blank.
Yeah, but what's the problem? Ramsdale's got the FA Cup.
He's only going to play in the Cup.
We ain't got the League Cup, have we?
We shot ourselves in the foot again with that. That's because we're going to do the treble. It's a distraction. It's our treble ambition.
What is your thought on this, right? Because, I've heard people say, obviously we know that the main goal of elite sport is to win trophies. We know that. But, yeah.
Wenger.
Of George Graham's team. Well, I can't really argue with that, can I? The defence was there, wasn't it?
The defence was already there, yeah.
When Wenger came in, the defence was solid, mate, So, yeah, I give him that. I've lost my bloody train of thought now. What was he on about?
You were criticising Mikel.
No, that was 10 minutes ago.
Criticising Ramsdale. You were talking about Ramsdale.
That was 15 minutes ago.
You were talking about Unai Emery being the best manager in the league right now. Official.
The thing is, though, just going back to Emery, when he came to us, our squad was a mess, wasn't it? We pretty much he was trying to play us with no midfield, and he inherited a real broken squad.
Yeah, he did.
He wasn't given the chance, but his tactics were dreadful, mate. When he was at Arsenal, did you like how we were playing under Emery? Crap, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I thought that like there was a look. All I can do is compare. All I can do is compare, and I just compare him with Arteta. At the beginning, Arteta was all at sea. Emery actually had a higher win ratio. Look, hindsight is 2020, yeah, but definitely Emery should have been given more time at Arsenal. He should have been given a little bit more support. Now he's showing what he's like, and he showed as well with the Yellow Submarine, Villarreal. Yeah, he showed what he's like with them in Europe. He beat us. And
he was also not given any money.
Yeah, and he wasn't given support.
He was given no. That's what I was talking about. It's come back to me. So we basically know that the idea of elite sport is to win trophies, and we've had numerous fans that have gone, we've knocked out the League Cup, I don't care, and then we've had people saying, well, what do you want from your team? But sadly, I've never cared about the League Cup, mate. You know, I care about the FA Cup, and I care about the Premier League, and I will always put the Champions League after the Premier League. My main thing is I want to win the Premier League, and if we advance in the Champions League, to me, it's a bonus. And I'm not being, negative or whatever there. I just want us to win the league first and foremost, because I think we're years away from advancing, probably further than the second round in the Champions League at the minute.
Yeah,
I just think, we haven't got enough mature heads in the squad to advance us in the Champions League. Oh, it's Tony.
We've been gone a long time as well, you know what I mean? And Arteta doesn't really have that experience.
Yeah. That is the thing, yeah.
The level of competition is different. We're not seeing it now because our group is relatively weak. The group we're in is relatively weak, let's have it right.
Yeah.
When we come out of the group stage and come into the knockout, we could get really a spanking it. And why do they keep persisting? It annoys me is they keep persisting paying. They're going to drive him into the ground, man. Saka, he needs a rest. I mean, a complete rest. I don't know how he's featuring with the international football. Is he going to be staying home or is he going to be with? Of course, he's going to be with the squad, right? The guy needs to be rested. Saka needs to be rested.
We've always had this situation where, like, Arteta's come out and he's gone, players 22, 20, 21, 22 years old, they can play 50, 60 games a season. Get on with it. But it doesn't work like that. When you're young, your bones can be a little bit more vulnerable and things like that. And I do have this horrible feeling that Saka will, at some stage, get a really serious injury. And judging by all the nicks he gets, he's probably going to suffer with an Achilles problem eventually.
He's been overplayed.
And for myself, when I snapped my Achilles, I was in plaster for frigging 7 months. And, I've never really played football properly again. Obviously, I can't get the care that they do, things like that. But it does worry me that he does get overplayed and we are, because
relying on him.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, we do rely so much on Saka, but it makes us forget about what Martinelli brings to the team as well. Because for me, I believe, they've got different skill sets, haven't they? Martinelli's fast as, and he's completely more direct, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I want Tony. I want trophies too, but I'm not that much of a big fan of the League Cup. Does that make me not a fan, though? That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love the FA Cup. I love the traditions of it. I fell in love with football. The FA Cup was that thing. All them little teams have that chance to play the big boys. That's what I love about that. But no, I've never got excited about the League Cup. And I think numerous people think that, but people do think they're not fans if they don't want to win the League Cup. But I don't. But then again, I would never be one of them people that would say, "Oh well, we're out the League Cup, so we've got more chance to focus on something else." I wouldn't take that stance. But yeah, I want to win the league first and foremost over everything, because a lot of people are going,
"That's the big one." That is the big one. You need everything to win the league.
People say, "We're winning the Champions League, we're winning." It's like, no, we're not. Get a grip, man. We ain't. We just haven't got that mentality in the squad. They're too young.
In our history, we're not going to win it now, and the team we have is not as good as 2006. We came in a whisk. So if we didn't win it in 2006, we're not going to win it now because the team is nowhere near that level. Nowhere near. Nowhere. Not a chance.
We're not going to win the Champions League when we've got people like Cedric on the bench, are we?
No. And also the 11 we have.
Mate, has Tony just said that? Ouch.
Tony's not mincing his words, man, these days. The last couple
of Bloody hell, Tony.
Quite direct, and I've been kind of like, you know what I mean? Leave it out.
But the thing is here, the thing is here though, Tony, Martinelli's a one-trick pony that West Ham wish they had. Ba-boom. He's going to come back and say, "No, we bloody don't." I think mate, the only thing that does slightly annoy me about Martinelli is sometimes it's like, mate, just look up. He doesn't look up, does he?
Martinelli.
Yeah, and he kind of, I know what he means. He takes it all the way down to the line, doesn't he? And then he cuts back in. It's kind of, we've seen him do that many times, haven't we? I've always wanted to see Martinelli try that number 9 position a little bit more. But what interviews I've seen of Martinelli, he doesn't really like playing that position, it seems.
No, he doesn't. He's asked to play in a certain role, like to help the team. But yeah, it's definitely
because Emery was bringing Martinelli on as a number 9, wasn't
he? Yeah, he was.
Boom. Yeah, I knew Tony. So, what do you think of international football? Are you interested?
I'm an Irish fan, so not really, because we're crap.
You got nothing, you may as well cheer a potato, haven't you, instead of the Irish team? Sorry, mate.
Our manager is just like, honestly, bring back Trapattoni. That's what I'm going to say. Bring back Trapattoni. Honestly, seriously.
I don't think I've got much interest of watching international football while Southgate's there, and we have got such a phenomenal group of young players right now.
The best ever.
And we're just playing such dross tactics, aren't we? It's just so.
And you have Bellingham now as well, man. You have Bellingham, and still,
mate, Bellingham is cooking. It's like
brilliant player.
When you look at Bellingham, he's one of these generational players, isn't he? Like Henry and things like that. Cantona, all these players. It's like there's something special about them, and Bellamy's got. Can't even say his bloody name, mate. Bellingham. Yeah. I was confusing him with Craig Bellamy.
What a great player he was.
Yeah, I don't think I can. I can't even really argue what Tony's saying there, Dave.
Martinelli is similar to Rashford. Does the same thing every time, aka too predictable. Yeah, but you know what?
He does it well.
Martinelli is effective at times too. He does do it well, and it's one thing knowing, like, they always knew what. Okay, I'm not going to compare Martinelli to Lionel Messi, but they always knew what Messi was going. They always knew what Messi was going to do with the ball. Yeah, try stopping him. You know what I mean? Martinelli is effective. He is one of our better one of the better players we have that can do that. Yeah, we don't have that many options. He is effective. I mean, and to be honest, he is a likable guy. He would never take off the captain's armband and tell the fans to go fuck themselves. He's not Granny Xhaka.
But also,
he's
Dave,
all right, and he's a good guy. He's a good guy. And he's effective. He's not like Nketiah. He's not like getting Nketiah. He's way above him. Light years beyond him.
I know what you're saying, Dave, but also Martinelli's never going to get the armband, is he?
No, but he would never do that. You know what I mean? He's a respectful guy. He's a team player.
Yeah.
In Martinelli, we trust. You know what I mean? But he is a good player, man. He is a good player. You know what I mean? Totally agree, Scott. With Southgate in charge, it's the same thing. Do well in qualifiers and friendly. When it comes to the real thing, we fall flat. They just need a bit more bite. And like I've been saying to people recently in work, throw caution to the wind. Against France, like in the semi-final last time out, they didn't throw caution to the wind in the World Cup against France. There was like 10 minutes to save themselves. The whole progression was resting on that result. They had 10 minutes, and Southgate was just very lackadaisical. I mean, make changes, but he didn't instill in the players the necessary guile in those last 10 minutes to actually get the victory. They didn't take risks at the back. You have to take risks. If you get caught out, so be it. But this is the World Cup we're talking about. It took 4 years to get to that point.
Yeah.
They just didn't take risks. You have to take risks. Seriously, like.
What I always think about Southgate as well is he was an absolutely crap player, mate. He was just nothing there. You know, all right, he could defend, but his playing is about as exciting as his managing, isn't he?
That's true, yeah. Bad penalty taker as well, yeah.
For me, Southgate is like John Major. You know, the ex-PM John Major. He's like the John Major of football.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you look at him. It's like you imagine him being grey or blue, and he's actually not even there. He's just a life force. He could almost be a hologram, mate, because he's talking nonsense. He's just
Southgate is the kind of guy that goes into a restaurant and he checks that the knives and forks are in the right positions.
Southgate's the kind of Southgate's the kind of guy.
Charisma. He's got none of that.
No, and he's the kind of guy that when he goes to the
boring.
Yeah, but
he's like Tony Blair on steroids.
Yeah.
But he's not as bad as the Irish manager.
He's not mentioning Arteta in there. Well, we know that, don't we? It's Arteta.
Tony's very straight talking. I didn't realize that about Tony, man. He's ran through my screens last week. Cuts to the bone, yeah.
I like.
I know another manager like that as well. Tony, be nice, all right? Be nice. I think Tony's a bit sour because we got Declan Rice. I can't hear you, Scott. Scott, I can't hear you. There's no sound. Okay, guys, I had to disconnect Scott there because he's just, you know what I mean, talking about his building his music studio again. AFC always, how are you, man? I was only thinking about you earlier. I hope you're okay, yeah? I was thinking about you earlier, yeah? I hope you're all right, man. I'm an angel. You are, yeah. You're very straight talking, Tony. I think that's what it's like when you work at like a big airport there. I'm not going to mention which one. When you work at an airport, you tend to have to be a bit savvy. You know what I mean? I get it. You're an angel. You're far from that. I don't mind telling you. All right. Hello.
Hello, mate.
Yeah. You tried to catch me, yeah? Take down that flag anyway, will you? Take down that flag, for God's sake.
Go back out and go back in because your voice to me sounds like a Dalek. Yeah, your voice sounds like a Dalek at the moment. So I'll just go back in and come back out.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll be back.
No problem. There's a bit of communication difficulties coming through the system there, guys. Unfortunately, Anybody, guys, if you haven't already, check out Early Doors Football TV channel. Check out his channel here, guys. Come and support Tony's channel. He's a hammer. He's an iron. He's a diehard West Ham fan. Come give his channel a subscribe, and drop a like, drop a comment. Same for Tony Claude Gunner TV. If you haven't already, guys, come and support the man's channel. He's working hard. He's creating a lot of content. He's always on the grind. So come and support them, And big up yourselves, lads. AFC Always, Early Doors Football TV evening. Yeah, I hope you're doing well anyway, AFC Always. Hope you're doing well, Just waiting for Scott to come back in there. There's an arc in the com. Okay, here we go. He's back. He's back. All right, Scott.
Can you hear me, mate?
I can hear you now.
Good. It just went weird there. Your voice started glowing. It was like a Dalek.
I can hear the birds anyway. I think it's your headphones.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think it's the headphones. I'm going to unplug mine anyway. I'm going to unplug mine 1 second.
Yes.
I know you're faking, yeah. I know you're faking the movement.
You don't want me to do sign language.
Scott, the sound is very bad on your microphone.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Headphones, I think it's the headphones. Disconnect the headphones. Disconnect.
Mine?
Disconnect. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It's like crackling all over the place. All right, I'm going to ban Scott until he sorts up the headphones. All right, let's see. Tony's talking straight.
How's that?
Ah, yes, that's better. Nice view with a cigarette. Beautiful.
Yeah, I know.
That's way better, yeah. That's way better.
A thing about... Yeah. Also, what I think probably my Bluetooth headphones when they're going flat, I think, isn't it?
Mm.
I think with Southgate, right, it reminds me of the kind of guy that when he goes for a poo, he puts tissue on the seat.
What is that?
So I'm laughing at my own jokes because no one else finds it funny, but I did.
I'm just listening to that sound. What is that? Are you playing the drums?
No. What sound?
There's like a...
Oh. No. Is it my wife locked in the cupboard?
Is that the popcorn, is it? You're making popcorn?
It's my missus trying to get out of the cupboard, mate.
Keep her locked in there, man. Keep her locked in there.
She's trying to get out of the cupboard, or I'm trying to knock myself out.
Keep her locked in there anyway. Keep her locked in there.
I'm trying to knock myself out. Yeah, I'm trying to knock myself out the closet. No.
Must admit, haven't seen the league table for a while. Chelsea are 10th. How the mighty have fallen. Yeah. But they got
We're at West Ham.
they got out of jail the other day against Man City. At least they put up a bit of fight against Man City. With respects to Chelsea, they did not lie down for them. They did not roll over.
Norman Collier.
Who is Norman
Who's
Collier?
Norman Collier?
I have no idea who that is.
Anthony puts a tissue on the seat. I have to get called Compo from Last of the Summer Wine. I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
What is that sound?
I put tissue on the seat. We're not getting any sound this end.
Okay, there's a sound on my end. Yeah, so disconnect and reconnect again.
Mate.
I'm not joking. Yeah, it's like a constant.
What do you mean disconnect and reconnect?
It's like a constant buzzing sound, like tapping.
Is it coming from my end then?
It has to be.
Hey mate, we you know what this is, don't you? We're working through the fourth wall here, mate. We're in the fourth dimension. We're in the surreal world. Right, I'll cut off and call.
Do please, man. I'd appreciate it because it's driving me absolutely nuts. It's so loud. Sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna block Scott. Okay. The wife locked in the kitchen, huh? Wife locked in. See, it stopped there now as soon as he goes. I mean to say about it. Laugh out loud, it was a knocking sound. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Fingers crossed, guys. Okay.
Ground control, Major Tom. 1.
It's better. It's better.
Yeah.
I can hear the bird. I can hear the bird tweeting, and everything is right with the world. Everything is right with the world.
We get sun in New Zealand.
We had sun here today. A lot of sun.
Did you?
Loads of it. Yeah, mad sunshine. You could see the crackheads on the corner. You could see them shooting up in the alley. The sun was shining everywhere. It was beautiful.
Oh, no, not in my area, Tony. What? I mean, I called you Tony. Not in my area, Dave. We don't have any of that.
No. Absolutely not. No.
I just close my curtains.
I think the headset wasn't disconnected properly, maybe. So, yeah. Tony's air traffic control. Tony's, I like your t-shirt, man.
Oh.
That's a cool one.
Rock this way.
That's a cool one, though.
Yeah, mate.
So how are you? How is the studio going?
Yeah, it's kind of getting there. I'm struggling a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Before when I've made music, I've only kind of like jammed my guitar and had a sing and just press record. But now I'm kind of trying to do it properly, like 8-track, whatever, install it. And I'm having a few teething problems with it. It's doing my head in a little bit, but I will get there. Just trying to get all the instruments synced through the computer. It's all a bit of a learning curve for me, that, but I'm not rushing. I've got plenty of time, haven't I? Well,
you have time, yeah. Enjoy it, enjoy it. Like learning something new, yeah.
I'm only 48. I'd hope to think I'm not going to drop dead tomorrow, but
you're still a young buck.
Yeah.
There's plenty of pints of Guinness in you yet.
I've always just pissed around, and I've written a few songs in the past, and I just think it's probably time to just have a go and see if I could do something properly. I'm not doing it for anything, I'm doing it for myself first, because I think the first rule of that musicking thing is you have to like it yourself and do it for yourself. And if anyone likes it after that, it's a bonus.
Yeah, of course. It's about your enjoyment, your enjoyment, your pleasure. Yeah.
So I'm just going to give it a go and see if I can do it. If I can't, I've bought loads of equipment and wasted shitloads of money.
But sell the equipment, huh? You can sell it then. It's perfect.
you know, that's what I said to my wife when I bought the electric drum kit. She goes to me, "Can you play drums?" I'm like, "No, I ain't got a bloody clue."
Oh God.
So I've got them, and it's really quite hard to learn drums. But I'm thinking to myself, if I've not mastered it in a year, I can sell them, you know. But I've got to give it a go.
Yeah, give it a lash. Give it a lash.
Yeah,
Like Jack Charlton
Ob-
used to say, give it a
you
lash,
know,
Jack.
obviously, I'm not going to be the fifth Beatle.
We're not.
No, sadly not, mate.
Ah, well, Scott,
Oh,
there's not many of us could reach those levels. Yeah, I'll have a
oh
cup of
no,
tea, sure.
my wife's got out the cupboard. Have you found your way out the cupboard? Oh no, she's gone back in it.
What
She's
a
back in the
beautiful
closet.
voice. What a beautiful voice.
Well, now,
Sounded like a hostage, yeah. Sounded like a hostage.
yeah,
Hostage situation.
Just nod your head if you're okay.
There's a little surrender. I surrender.
Yeah. She has a bell.
A funny comment coming in here. Ramsdale crying into phase 5. Yeah,
Hey,
phase 5 has been
Coralie, would
Ramsdale
you like to
being.
say hello on my video? Come and say hello. You're not shy. Come on. Oh,
The
she's
whole
coming.
world is watching.
Holy shit, she's coming.
I'm not.
Come
The
on.
whole world is coming.
Come and say. Look, we've got millions of followers watching. Come and say
There's
hello to
millions.
David
There's a
Ray.
million people watching right now.
Is me
Hey, how are
wife.
you?
Hello, I'm good.
Nice
How
to
are
meet you. Yeah,
you?
nice to meet you. I'm
Yeah,
good. I'm
nice
good.
to meet you.
Yeah,
Nice
This
to
is
meet you
Gunnosaurus.
too.
goodness.
Aw.
Right. Okay, you're starting to take the limelight now. It's time.
No, but
time
it's
to get
okay. It's good. It's good because, you know, she's better looking than us. It's good. It's good.
Aw, thank you. That's so
She's
sweet.
got better teeth
You
than
know
me
what I mean?
anyway.
Yeah, she's better looking than us. That's what YouTube likes. Yeah,
Aw.
Yeah.
YouTube likes
Right.
that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, you're taking too much limelight now. Whatever
She's
that
taking
word
all the
is.
limelight. She's
Oh, for God's sake!
I
She's
gotta go
walking.
clean the
Right.
cupboard.
She's walking around with them, mate.
I gotta go clean the cupboard.
Right.
was that what's happening? Is it?
She's not doing. Yeah, she's not cleaning my cupboard. It's not probing.
No, it's children with stickers over the years, and they put stickers all over the cupboards.
Okay, this is football talk now. We can't talk
That
about
was
things like that.
mildly related to football.
Oh, was it? Well,
Children and stickers.
football stickers. Oh, football stickers.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Football albums, football stickers, gloves, cleaning. Oh, there's a comment coming here, Scott. This is getting personal.
I
I'm not going
know.
to read
She's
that
broke
out.
out
Yeah.
the kit. She's broke out. You know, we're not
She
misogynistic.
broke out the kitchen. They got
Yeah, she
small
broke
feet.
out
They get
the
closer
kitchen.
to the sink.
Yeah,
I said that to two women in work the other day, and they just almost killed me. I said, "Why do women have small feet?" And they were like, "I don't know." I said, "Because they can stand closer to the sink." I almost got lynched.
Well, at least,
I almost got lynched.
at least you know my wife exists now, Dave.
Honestly, yeah, I was actually questioning like a few weeks ago. You know that was just a figment of your imagination, but you proved me wrong, man. She is actually like I thought. This is Gunnosaurus. You know what I mean? Because that's my wife.
Yeah. Well, each to their own, Dave.
I have taste. I do have good taste. You have to say
Yeah,
that.
you have good.
I
Taste,
picked the real winner there. I picked it, and she never talks back. You know what I mean?
How much did you pay for that?
Before I had the strap on added. That's a joke. Like £30 maybe, £30. But the one that they have now in the store, is just a freak of nature. They're after changing it the way this one looks.
Yeah.
This is like the good one, yeah. Now they have a one. They're after changing the way it looks, like physically, the face and everything is like, I don't know, but it just doesn't look. It doesn't look right. I got in lucky. Yeah, I bought this one just before they discontinued it because the other one looks like a mess. Check the other one on the website. Check the other one on the website. You'll see the difference.
Hey, what's happened to Stubbsy? Is he still around? I haven't seen him for a bit.
Who's Stubbsy?
Oh, I've got his name wrong.
Stapes.
Stapes. Yeah, what's happened to Stapes?
We were planning a podcast called 1-0 to the Arsenal.
Yeah,
and
I remember you said you were going to do.
He's good at a lot of technical stuff, yeah, but I think he's met a bird. I think he's met a woman. And his little kid was on the show earlier, but I know Stapes was telling him to write his Alfie Stapleton.
Oh, I didn't see Alfie was on earlier.
Yeah, earlier, right at the beginning, yeah, like maybe he just dropped two comments. But I think Stapes has been busy, so we're meant to be doing a podcast. So I'm ready to go. I already set it all up on the YouTube system. Yeah, I put it all in on YouTube. I
Yeah.
put the information. I set up like the actual podcast channel.
Excuse me.
So I'm just waiting now. I don't know. I think he's busy, to be honest. So
Yeah, no, I like
hopefully
steaks.
we can bring it to fruition and we can start the podcast, even
Yeah.
if it's once a month, because I think he's stuck for time. But even if it's once a month, it would
Yeah.
be okay once we have like episode 1, episode 2, and people kind of follow it. It would
No,
be a nice thing. But
I like
he's a cool
steaks.
guy. He's a friendly guy. He's a good guy,
He's got a good football head on him, hasn't he?
and he's a good guy. He's a good guy. A good man.
Yeah, steak.
They will bring out the dog win next. Yeah, you go to the next time you go to the Arsenal store, man. Well, you won't be there for a while, I'd say. You'll have to travel. You'll have to circumnavigate the globe. But when you come back sometime to see the Arsenal store, obviously that'll probably be like in 2045 or something like that. Ireland will have been on the moon by then. You'll have the dog win. He'll be there, like
Yeah. I must
buy
say
him in the club shop, yeah.
I'll just say to AFC always, because I did see, I think it was yesterday, that they mentioned they had a few health issues they were going through, and I didn't comment.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
I really hope it goes well for you, mate, and sending you some positive vibes.
Yeah.
I don't know what you'd be going through, but
I second that. Yeah, I was. Yeah. I was just taken aback yesterday. When he dropped the news. I was kind of like, I didn't know what to say. I'm not gonna lie. What can I say, man?
You just don't know what to say, do you? You just unless you're in that situation, you just don't know, and you can just offer niceties, can't you?
Puts things into perspective though, as well, man. Puts things into perspective. You're worrying about your day-to-day situation when clock is ticking on all of us. The clock is ticking on all of us, guys.
Yeah.
Except
AFC always
Gunnosaurus.
in your piece, isn't he?
He is, and he's very supportive. Yeah, he's supportive, and
and that's all you want. Sometimes it would be nice to say I've got 1,000 people watching all this and that, but also on the other hand, I think it's good to have quality of people. If you know what I mean, mate.
Yeah, I agree with you. Quality over quantity.
You can have 200 people in there, but you've got only two people talking in the chat. So
quality over quantity.
Yeah.
I was testing you there, Scott. I was testing you with the Gunnosaurus you passed. Your concentration stayed on it, even though I turned them upside down.
Yeah, you're welcome. More than welcome, mate. I'd like to know what your name is instead of always calling you bloody AFC always. It sounds a bit weird to me.
That's
can I just call you?
People like privacy too, but I don't know. But he's a very supportive YouTuber. He's always active.
Give us a fake name.
Commenting. He's commenting. He's active, and he's always comes on with relevant points, and he brings it to like a constructive stream, a constructive
that's all you
conversation.
Want there.
Yeah,
so
entertaining,
you comments
constructive, good sense of humor as well. I have to say, good sense of humor, and relaxed, and supportive. Given his time, he's given his time. You know what I mean? Like you.
Yeah, exactly. So what's the thing with the Great Ormond Street on your T-shirt?
Yeah, that's for the hotel I work for, Premier Inn.
Yeah.
They do charity work for them. Yeah. So soon we're going to go back again. I think we're going to. It's not King's Cross. The last time we were at King's Cross station. Well, we're going to a different station this time. I forgot the name of it, but one of the larger stations in London, and we're going to go there, and we're going to. I think maybe Tottenham Court Road, and we're going to actually. We're going to collect money for charity. Yeah, it's surprising. I didn't get much of a bite the last time. Once I got into it, I started to really motor, and there was like a lot of international people coming through, like because the Eurostar runs through there, from Paris, from Brussels. So there was a lot of international trains coming in. But I got £50 off one guy. He came up and he dropped the £50 into the collection basket. I mean,
I don't know if this is a possibility, Dave, but is there any way that you can like put in like a charity donation thing on your live regards to Great Ormond Street? Is that a possibility? Can you do things like that?
I actually don't know. Stapes would be the
Yeah.
man out task.
Yeah.
Stapes would be the man, yeah. I'd have to check
You
with
know,
him. But I
'cause
could do that,
I'm-
yeah. And for me as
I'm
well,
just-
you know, I could have one then that kind of funnels off the profits as well from half of it. I could
'cause,
have a
you know,
little
I think-
funnel. I could have like a offshore account.
Yeah, but I think like places like children's hospitals, you know, they should have all the support they can get. You
Yeah, of
know,
course. Yeah.
as a father of 5
I look
daughters,
into it though. I look into it.
yeah, I couldn't imagine going through that situations with
Mm.
children. You know,
Mm.
so you know, I feel for any parent that goes through that because
Yeah.
you know, with having 5 daughters, I would say I'm quite overprotective at times. You know,
Yeah.
you've got to be in the world, but yeah, I couldn't imagine, you know, having children that had to go to them hospitals. So
Yeah.
hats off to you, mate, for doing all that, mate. That's
Yeah,
brilliant.
the last time I was collecting with them, I was collecting, and we had Bernard the bear, which is like the mascot. So one of us was
Yeah.
dressed up as the bear, and we were down in King's Cross. Yeah, so we were at like the main meeting point in the center of the station, and there was thousands of people passing at once. I mean, like, you know how busy that gets. It was just thousands and thousands. So we were
Yeah.
there. I think it was a Saturday afternoon, and a lot of people didn't know the actual charity, yeah, because like it's international railway station too. They were just tourists passing by, and I literally, in the end, I just started going to people, guys, this is a children's hospital, yeah. This is a children's
Yeah.
charity, and then people started putting their hands in their pockets. But they then actually, I'm sure they think that a lot of it is like a scam. That people just scamming. I had to actually go over to them and say, like, we have a legitimate license. The police were checking things out. I had to turn around and go, guys, this is a children's hospital, yeah. This is a children's charity. And then when I did that, people were putting their hands in their pockets. But up to that point, because in London, there's another 50, you know what I mean? There's the knife crime, and there's this, and there's that, and there's this, and there's that. I mean, if you support all of them, you'd have no money left. But I was like, guys, this is a children's hospital. Yeah, this is a children's charity here. And then they started to react.
I tell you what, Dave, if you ever come to New Zealand, you would just think it's such a bizarre place because it's so quiet. There's hardly any crime, and it's like I can travel from here 4 hours away to Auckland and not see one police car on the road.
What?
It's crazy. Oh, somebody's at my door. Oh, there's somebody at the door, Coralie. If it's the bailiff, send them away.
It's Mikel Arteta.
Yeah. Oh, hey, we've got a visitor here now, Dave. I might I'll just cut it short if you don't mind.
That's
Sorry,
no
mate.
problem, man. That's no problem.
I gave you over a bloody hour of me time anyway.
That's no problem. I'll see you next time, man.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming
yeah,
on.
you will, and yeah, it's been a pleasure as always.
Thanks
mate,
for coming
and,
on, yeah.
You know, thanks for all the comments and everyone involved, and I'll catch you next time. I'll send you a message on
Take
WhatsApp.
care of yourself, yeah. Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, you too, mate. I'll see you later.
See you later. All right, guys. He's gone into the wilderness. He's a busy man. And there we go. I'm back to haunt your dreams. Just beautiful me. But that's good. There you go, guys. Thank you to Scott for coming on. I appreciate it. I'm going to put him up in the thumbnail. And yeah, we're going to kick on from there. The comment from early doors from Tony. Dave, he realized you supported Arsenal. Seriously, those shows the generous people out there. Yeah, he was very generous, you know. He was very generous. He might have a bit of money. He was a young guy. But he still came out and actually donated. You know what I mean? He made a donation. Yeah, take care, Scott. Scott's got a bit of time off now. Yeah, he's not going to go back to work. So I think he's going to look into a new job in the new year. But for now, he's good. You know what I mean? For now, he's happy enough. Yeah, he's happy enough. You know what I mean? He's getting his life back, so to speak. He's getting his life back. But yeah, it is what it is, man. He's a good guy, and I appreciate him coming on, yeah, and giving some of his time. That was nice of him. It was good of him to come on the stream. Let me just drop the link again. All right, come and see. And there we go. So there's the link to the stream, guys. If anybody wants to jump on, be my guest. Don't know how long I'm going to go on for myself, but we'll see. It's 8:45. It's going to have these 2 days off, though, to actually, you know, create a bit of content. Let's check the Arsenal official website. 8 years of El Neni. His view on our evolution. The Invincibles collection. Let's have a look at this. Well, the scarf is nice. There's a scarf, there's a t-shirt, there's a hoodie. Is that all they have, or do they have more than that? Let me have a look. Yeah, the Invincibles collection. Yeah, the scarf is nice. The scarf is different. The bomber jacket is okay too. They have a beanie, yeah? And they have socks. They have socks as well, yeah? The Invincibles collection is not bad, guys. Check out the website for that, yeah? Let me see the Christmas. The festive shop. Yeah, obviously I'm not going to be wasting money on much of that stuff, yeah? But there you go. There we go. The Gunnosaurus looks completely wrecked, though. Let me take a picture of him. He looks like a freak compared to the one now. Let me take a picture there for Scott. All right, let me send that to Scott later. I took 2 pictures there of the two, the Gunnosauruses. He doesn't look well at all, but Gunnosaurus looks like I'd know that. What a condition. Look at the state of Gunnosaurus. He looks all messed up. They really messed up Gunnosaurus, in fairness. The Invincible collection? Yeah, it's okay, you know. It's all right. It's not bad. Gotta go myself, Dave. Early start tomorrow. Good show today. Good seeing Scott as well. For the others in the chat, catch you soon, mate. Yeah, thanks for coming on, Tony. Yeah? Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. And thank you for your comments. And I hope you're on the road to recovery, yeah? I hope you're pulling up and you're getting back to yourself. You know what I mean? Life is short. All right, man. Thanks for coming on the stream, and keep in touch, yeah? You have my number anyway. I'm only a phone call away. All right. If you ever need a chat, I'm around. All right, man. And thanks for coming back, and thanks for coming on my channel. And yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate you with your messages and with your comments. I mean, and yeah, thank you for all the comments you made. Yeah, and for making the stream what it is. You know what I mean? Thank you for making the stream what it is. I appreciate it. All that support. Yeah. Thank you very much. Let me just put your channel out there. If you haven't already, guys, check out the man's channel. Early Doors Football TV. Tony is a West Ham fan. He's dead on. He's a good guy. So check out his channel, yeah. He's as straight as they come, yeah. He's a straight arrow, guys. He's a good guy. So do yourselves a favor and come and support the man, yeah. All right, guys. Big up. Take care of yourself, Tony, man. All right. That's that. 29 views in this stream so far. Not bad at all. It's been going well. 6 people watching now. Thank you to everybody for tuning in, yeah. Great to see you along. Drop a couple of comments in the comment section. I am also monetized, so if you want to make a donation to my channel, then please do. I'd appreciate it. It doesn't have to be £50, guys. It can be £1, you know what I mean? But if you want to make a donation to my channel, then please do. I would appreciate it. Thank you to everybody for your continued support, yeah. I mean that. Thank you to everybody for your continued support. C'est la vie. 6 people watching. Great to have you along. Let me just check something quick, guys. Who else is on streaming right now? I'll give a little bit of support to their channels if I can. Something I like to do. Come out and support other people's channels. It's something I enjoy. I give a bit of time to it. And it's worthwhile. You know what I mean? It's worthwhile because everyone needs a little bit of support on their channels. Like a lot of people support me. It's worthwhile that I give that support to. 6 people watching, guys. Welcome along. So let me see. Who else is live right now? Ani said he was going on a couple of streams, so I'm going to check and see, can I see him on a couple of those streams? Who's actually creating content right now? There's a big stream going on, yeah? There's a big stream going on, guys. With all right, sorry about that. I'm back. Have you seen the Robbie Williams documentary? He looks a broken man to me. He looks like he's done, and it felt like this is the end from him. I see it's actually on Netflix now. Yeah, I'm going to watch it when I come off the stream. Yeah, I'm actually going to watch it when I come off the stream. I swear to God, I'm watching Jez Collins there now. Yeah, I'm watching his stream. Arsenal history and more. He's got like 215 people watching. But yeah, I haven't seen the Robbie Williams documentary, but I actually will watch it too. Yeah, he looks a bit messed up. Yeah, there's a lot of documentaries on right now. Lee is on a channel there, guys. Lee is on Jez's channel. He is spitting facts, guys. Lee Gunner. He's cleaning up. He's not taking any prisoners, guys. He's going for the kill. Jez has got 228 people watching. 228 people watching Jez's channel. I swear to God. One of these days, that will be me. But for now, I've got 3 people. He's got so many people watching. Yeah, Jez got a big show, been on there a few times. Good guy. Jez loves the club with a passion. Yeah, he does. I remember he was beating up there like about a year ago, maybe. Some young scumbags. Some fans of Mikel Arteta. Some young scumbags. They beat him up on the way home. They beat up his wife. Yeah, I think they cut him with a blade. They cut him with a knife. So, I mean, that's all you need to know about these people. Bunch of Muppets. Bunch of Muppets. Well, Tomiyasu's going out on loan. Tomiyasu's going out on international duty as well, guys. Henry Wright TV put a short version up on channel doing one chip challenge, wearing an Arsenal top. Respect to him for doing that. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, Jez is a good guy. Jez is a good guy. is like Marmite. You either love him or hate him. For me, he spits facts. He tells the truth. Lee tells the truth. I actually have a bit of time for Lee. He tells the truth. And I tag him in my Instagram posts, and he always adds it to his. He gets my channel out there. Old school anyway. My Arsenal ratings from the Burnley game. All right, hit me with it. Hit me with it, man. Hit me with it. Yeah, Vieira is suspended anyway, guys. Fabio Vieira, for people that don't know, Fabio Vieira is suspended for 3 games. Odegaard is injured. We don't know how long for. Jesus is injured. Ben White, I'd imagine he'll be back. Martinelli, Saka. Saka getting overplayed, guys. Saka getting overplayed. Simple. Hit me with your ratings, man. Hit me with your ratings. Scott, you're back. How are things with the bank manager, Scott? I take it that was the bank manager, yeah? How are things with the bank manager, Scott? I hope everything went well. I hope he was kind to you, man. I hope the bank manager was kind. I hope he heard you out. You know what I mean? Scott Kirk. He looks like a broken man. I'm actually, when I watch it, know that you're saying that, yeah. But he did so much drugs, He did so much drugs. Let's face it, he got weathered as well from that, yeah. He did so much drugs. The oldest daughter came over. All right. Yeah, Robbie H, but he did so much drugs, guys. He just ruined himself. His health. Raya, okay, Anthony's ratings for the Burnley game, guys. Scott, if you want to put up your ratings as well for the Burnley game, or AFC always, if you want to put up your ratings, please do. Raya 7. These are Anthony's ratings, okay? Thank you for that, Anthony. Raya 7, Tomiyasu 7, Saliba 9. Great defensive performance and a great goal. The Politician, Zinchenko 8, Rice 8, Jorginho 6, Havertz 6. It's generous 6, man. Generous 6 for him, man. 2 generous 6s there. Saka 8, Martinelli 7.5, Trossard 8.5. Saliba and Trossard were on it. They were on it. And so was the Politician. So was Zinchenko. But guys, if you want to put your player ratings up, please do. Gunnosaurus, guys. Let me just there. Scott, I'm going to send you those photos as well, Scott. 1 second, of the new Gunnosaurus. First, the new one, which just looks wrecked. Okay, Scott, I'm after sending you a picture of the new Gunnosaurus, which looks as bad as that. And this, of course, is my one. You can see the difference by the old one is much nicer. The new one looks, and what the new one is made of, it's like a plush. They're the two Gunnosauruses anyway, man. Eco Gunnosaurus. It's like a plush. It's just made of, I don't know. The old one is better. I haven't shown that picture to Gunnosaurus because I don't want to upset him. You know what I mean? Scott's ratings: Raya 7, Tommy 7, Saliba 8, Gabriel 7, Zinchenko 8, Rice 8, Jorginho 7, a generous 7, Havertz 5, Saka 7, Martinelli 7, Trossard 9. I think that's fair, yeah. I think that's fair. Man of the match, Gunnosaurus in the background. Just watching Jez's channel there, guys, at the moment as well, yeah. So I'm a little bit kind of one eye on that. But 3 people watching. Welcome along, guys. I tell you, Jez has got 223 people watching. I would love to beat her like that on my channel. I seriously need to collaborate with people to take my channel where it needs to go, yeah. I mean, seriously. You know what I mean? Well. The Liverpool game away, guys, I'd expect us to get turned over in the league, yeah. I'm not going to lie. Jez's channel, guys, they're talking about what exactly is Havertz's role in the Arsenal midfield. What exactly is his role in the Arsenal midfield, guys? People saying that it's what he does off the ball. He doesn't do anything off the ball, in my opinion. I mean, seriously. He's afraid of the ball as well. The way I see things with Havertz, it's a miracle that we are 1 point off the top after him playing 19 games for us. So, seriously. 1 point off the top with a player like him in our team. Seriously. Somebody asking what phase Aston Villa are in. They're in the win phase. They're in the winning phase. Just watching Jez's channel there, guys. Also, see what's going on there. He's got 228 people watching. It's sickening. I'd love my channel to be like that, one day. To have all those people watching. But yeah, it is what it is. But giving 29, guys. Giving 29, giving Kai Havertz a starting position is ridiculous. My opinion, Kai Havertz is the worst player I have ever seen. The worst player I've ever seen. Worst player I've ever seen, guys. Seriously. Not just for Arsenal. Ever. He's the worst player I've ever seen. Can't excuse that, guys. Havertz needs to be moved on, guys. He's a hindrance. Him on the field has killed any progress we have had from last season. Havertz does not offer anything, guys. He doesn't offer anything for the team. They think that he's going to need 50 games to get back into the team, guys. To embed himself into the team. $257 people watching. 253 watching. Chesno. I mean, it's incredible. Lee Gunner smiling. Chelsea guys in the Premier League, they're definitely improving. Yeah, they're starting to gel. Their players are starting to gel. They have goals in them. So many decent players. Would you move Zinchenko to midfield, guys, with Tomiyasu taking a full back role? We have a very underwhelming midfield, guys. Only Rice you can really rate. I'm still live, guys. I'm just watching Jez's channel. Ah. All right,
Mr.
Manny.
Cole?
What's going on, man? I was just about to wrap up the stream. How are you? You good?
Yeah, listen, I'm sorry about this. I did tell you at the top that I had a couple of streams to do. I was part of a
it's cool.
cricket
It's cool.
stream.
I was kind of following
talking
your
about-
streams, yeah, but I didn't know where they were.
That's all right. You can catch me on Oris Talks Football. I was hosting the review stream, and also on Coach's Corner. I was
Yeah,
a part
cool.
of the.
I just wanted to tune in, and show interest, show support. That's cool. All
Yeah,
good, man.
but,
All good. All good.
Yeah, but anyway, listen. If you want to wrap up in about 5 or 10 minutes,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
fine. But we
It's
will
good.
have it.
I have time, man.
We'll have a bit of a talk. We'll have a bit of a talk later on.
I have
But
time. I have time.
I don't know how you do this, man. I mean, like, you started the stream about 2 hours ago, and you sit there, you wait for people to come, and you talk, and then you sometimes sit there silently. I mean,
I was watching Jez's stream. Jez Collins.
so you, oh yeah, having that talk with the Southern Gooner, Kenny Cann, and Lee Gunner.
That's right. And with Lee was on, yeah. But I had it on the other. You know what I mean? The camera was open, but I was watching. I had Scott was on just 20 minutes ago, so Scott was there for like an hour and a half. Scott just knocked off. Yeah?
Yeah,
So I had
Scotty
Scott on for like an hour and a half. Yeah, so we were.
Scotty had to beam himself, but he had to beam himself back. But I did remember mentioning in the comments. Yeah, so I did remember mentioning in the comments that the whole Ramsdale business has pretty much been blown completely out of the water. But look, his attitude is really what's going to be
for the comments
his,
at the beginning, guys. Yeah, that's one of the comments.
In as much as that interview with Ian Wright was done last season, he was talking about how he has a tendency to lose focus a bit, and sometimes give some abuse back, and we've seen that happen this season. But a lot of people are now using that as a stick to beat him with, but why wasn't too much said about it then? And the reason why is because I think, people loved the narrative of Ramsdale being that cheeky chappy who would, just play and try and endear himself to the fans and sort of enrage the opposing fans and try and, be that sort of Jack the Lad person. But if you can't concentrate, it's it speaks volumes about you. And
Yeah.
are you really aiming to try to develop yourself as a goalkeeper?
Mm.
Are you really trying to, improve yourself and work on your craft? Or are you just in to try to have a laugh and a joke? And several people who have, spoken to me about this issue, and I've spoken with them as well, have told me that Arsenal was pretty much his meal ticket. Because let's not beat around the bush. He's had 2 full season relegations with Bournemouth and Sheffield United. He had a half season relegation with Chesterfield. And even with England, of course, he was a bit part player in us getting relegated from the top group of the Nations League, and now we're in Group B, I believe. So he hasn't really done very much to display some of these streaks of attitude, and especially when you consider the all or nothing thing that he where he was shown to be bad mouthing Gabriel Magalhaes for committing the error which cost him his clean sheet. That was also very poor form. You haven't done it. He hasn't done anywhere near enough in the game. Hadn't done near enough in the game to do that. It was his league debut for Arsenal. You don't get to, mouth off at a senior defender just because you didn't get the clean sheet you wanted. But that aside, if you're that angry about a clean sheet and being lost, more angry than seeing the team win, what does that say of you as a person? And I've had people try to, respond to that ad hominem attack by saying, you can't behave that, speak that way about him. Look, he's still a really good bloke at heart. And, he's an important system player. And I'm speaking about that right now, AFC Always. I hope you're doing well. Crying into phase 5. I like that. And look, a lot of people have told me, look, we have to give him his credit. He's been a big part of our rise to second in the Premiership, although he will also be a big part of how we bottled it last season, and very important to supposedly the way we play from the back, and we have to give him his credits. But now I think people are starting to see the light and realize that he really isn't all that's cracked up to be. And if there's one thing in his favor, he is 25. He has time to improve, at least in theory, but he can't take things for granted. And he's supposed to be at a stage right now where he's looking to improve himself, but also showing more and more signs of his best form. And at least starting to work with that and develop more on that. If he doesn't develop himself, he'll become another Paul Robinson, who was indulged at Leeds and Tottenham in favor over better goalkeepers who deserve to play ahead of him. And when he played for England in the 2006 World Cup and was flapping everywhere, I think he started to get found out. That Euro 2008 qualifying campaign really saw his career, start to nosedive a bit.
Terrible.
And it just wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. He wasn't the same after that. So Ramsdale really has to decide if he wants to, improve himself and really take it seriously, and then improve the merit of his performances and really start to have something solid of which he can be proud, or if he wants to continue to play the fool. And to have his father come in and continue to stir the pot like this is just utterly poor form. When parents get involved, we've seen it with the likes of Iker Casillas at the end of his Real Madrid career. It's never a nice thing. He's 25 years old, a professional footballer. He shouldn't have to have daddy coming and complaining about how badly he's being treated at the workplace. In as much as people can say that maybe his dropping was a little bit harsh, and that neither you or I are big fans of Mikel Arteta, he had to do what he believed was right, and he saw Ramsdale continuing to wobble, and so he brought David Raya in. And after an initial wobble or two, Raya seems to have settled down a bit, although he will have bigger tests coming up. And certainly that Newcastle goal, he should have done better with that. But when you have people sort of upping the ante every time Raya has a shaky moment, it doesn't do anything for team morale. And Ramsdale also should have come out and said, Carlos Eduardo saying it. This sounds like an under 10 football team when the parents complain about their children not playing. Oh, absolutely. We've seen that happen. We've seen that happen in real time. We've seen that happen on television programs, whatever have you. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it also opens the debate about whether you can actually have two world-class goalkeepers at a big club if the second world-class goalkeeper doesn't get to play very much. Because Jose Mourinho was a big advocate of that, one of the earliest advocates, and there have been others earlier than him, mind you. But he at least had the knack of being able to make the second goalkeepers at his club feel as though they were important and indispensable players. Even on the US national team with Gio Reyna. Ooh, boy. Yep, I remember that. Greg Berhalter had a lot to answer for that, but it is what it is. And maybe there's some talks about the increasing entitlement of players. I'm not too sure, but you can't have. I'm never really a fan of having a situation where you have two proper world-class goalkeepers at a top club, unless they both have well-defined roles and are guaranteed proper playing time. And Mourinho was at least able to make his players feel a little bit more important. And I can understand Ramsdale's ambition to try to secure his spot in the England squad, because after what happened with Joe Hart, nothing can be taken for granted.
Yeah.
But seeing Nick Pope not get picked for the England squad despite continuing to excel with Newcastle, and Ramsdale continuing to get picked despite not playing a single minute, you wonder about Gareth Southgate's mentality, but that's another discussion. But Ramsdale at times has, especially now, is his own worst enemy. And he has to really, buck himself up and really start to turn a corner. This is going to be a test for him to see how he can grow and evolve. And if he were, in his 30s...
Yeah. Test of resolve.
Exactly. And if he decides at the end of the season that he has no future at the Arsenal and he wants to move, then fine, I wish him the best. And I hope he does realise his potential elsewhere and becomes a serious, proper goalkeeper. But it could very well be that with this leak coming out, I'm not going to be a doomsdayer and say that his Arsenal career is as good as done and dusted, because, look, there are still some games to play. Raya could suffer an injury. If Arteta decides to get rid of Ramsdale and bring another goalkeeper in, Anthony, big up to you, mate. I will see you on Thursday. If Arteta does decide to bring another goalkeeper in and, get rid of Ramsdale, that's another story. But once again, Ramsdale is being his own worst enemy, and he's not doing himself any favours at all. So I think this whole thing is absolutely sordid. And as I said in my second comment, Nick Ramsdale really needs to just stay in his lane and stay out of it. His dad and his brother, what they're doing is out of order. And AFC All was saying Ramsdale did save us in a few games last season, but he also conceded the most goals from errors last season. So you can see he was rather inconsistent when it mattered the most. Any goalkeeper, any player that matter, can show robot-like consistency over the best part of the season. But when it comes to the crunch period, if they flop, what was the use of being so consistent? It just doesn't make any sense. So I think this is going to be either the beginning of Ramsdale's rise from the ashes to become the serious Arsenal legend he wanted to be, or it could very well be that he ends up leaving. And how he responds to this, he's going to have a lot of fences to mend, that's for sure.
It definitely, thanks for that, Manny, it definitely hasn't helped the situation with his father coming out speaking like that. I think last season he got very comfortable. He got accustomed to being the first choice keeper. He thought after the run we had, so near and net so far, almost securing the league title, our first league title since 2004. I think he thought then that he was kind of a mainstay in the team after we went on this run. Even though we bottled it at the end and fell short, fell agonizingly short against Man City. But I think he had kind of secured his future and his residency almost, his permanency as the number one goalkeeper. The last thing I think Aaron Ramsdale could have expected was for Mikel Arteta to turn around the season after and bring in David Raya. He could not have expected that. You know what I mean? He seemed to be embracing it at the beginning. He was completely supportive from the subs bench because they were focusing on him when Raya did something well. He seemed to be in a supportive role. He seemed to be, dealing with it admirably and respectfully. But there's always going to come that period where he starts to think about things. And like you said about Nick Pope at Newcastle, himself, the England role, he is being favoured at the moment, even though Pope is playing more, is more in form. I don't know, I don't think though he could have in his wildest dreams imagined that Arteta would have actually went and brought in another keeper, and suddenly he's shafted and he's second choice. There's no point even having him there anyway if he's not going to feature. I honestly thought that we were going to be kind of rotating between the two. Honestly believe that, maybe in my naivety, but I believe that Ramsdale would feature and also that Raya would feature, and that we had two strong goalkeepers. You know what I mean? And maybe a certain game would suit Ramsdale more and another game would suit Raya more. Raya has been a little bit wobbly, but I think he is a better all-around player than Ramsdale. Definitely his distribution, he is a cooler head. Definitely. Okay, he plays a couple of sloppy passes now and again, but generally he does the right thing, and he plays the way that Arteta wants a goalkeeper to play. Like I said, Ramsdale has taken it admirably, this knockback, the setback in his own personal career and development. But I think he did get comfortable last season being part of this team that came so close to winning the league. I think he kind of got set in his ways. There was no one kind of putting pressure on him, and all of a sudden Raya comes out of nowhere. And I think that's all a reaction of that, yeah. Do I think he was hard done by Arteta? I don't. He's got to just suck it up. And it happens every single day to every single player. They have to kind of respond to the adversity. They have to acquit themselves. They have to show character and desire to get back. And in the end, benefit too, that they actually develop and they come back stronger. It's in their benefit because they're being challenged.
I agree.
I agree. And there's nothing worse for a goalkeeper or a player, I think, that is not being challenged. They should embrace the challenge. A lot of players do. It's a challenge you have to overcome. And he should just knuckle down now and give everything he has and push and try to get that number one spot back. And it's for his own development as well. It's for his own betterment as a player. It's not just, otherwise he's just going to go backwards. What? He's just going to... Is his confidence that fragile? You know what I mean? Seriously.
We saw obviously in the West Ham game in the League Cup that his confidence has taken a bit of a beating in some respects. And also, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to give Arteta too much credit because here's the thing. His man management skills are absolutely awful. And I compare him unfavorably, of course, to Rafa Benitez, who was a smarter tactician, of course, than Mikel Arteta, and of course won the Champions League with Liverpool. But then he wanted to be extremely ruthless and break up that team, despite the fact that they did really well, and bring some of his own players in. And so the way he treated some of his some of the members of that team was absolutely disgusting. A Champions League winner to suddenly being completely frozen out and then not being given any game time. I believe that Dudek should have done an Emi Martinez and saw the score, knew the score, and said that I was going to leave Liverpool, because if he had left Liverpool after winning that Champions League, he would have secured first-team football at a club which would have killed for his services. Because bear in mind, he could have left on a free, but like a fool, he signed a new 2-year deal. And he signed that 2-year deal because he was so in love with the club and wanted to enjoy the memories of Istanbul. He just he thought that, his place in Poland's World Cup squad the following season would be secured. And to be fair, he did get injured for the last 3 qualifiers. Otherwise, he would have definitely been picked. But then, he wasn't getting game time at his club because Benitez was completely in love with Pepe Reina and requested a chance to go on loan, but Benitez refused. He arrogantly never gave Dudek any big games to play. The only games he got to play were when Reina was suspended. And so as a result, Dudek missed out on that World Cup and his career completely nosedived afterwards. Now, I blame Dudek for that because obviously he never should have stayed at Liverpool. And stupidly and arrogantly, he moved to join Real Madrid, where his situation was even worse, being back up to Iker Casillas. Hardly ever played at all during his time at the Bernabeu. I call him a fool who's wasted his talent. You've got to make the most of your talents, as Jesus Christ said perfectly in the Bible. Remember the parable of those gold coins called talents? I don't know if you're a religious person, but I
don't remember that, no.
Yeah, but obviously, you've got to make the most of the talents that God has given you, and if you do that and you get and you make the most of it and get plenty from it, To those who have plenty more will be given, but to those who don't have enough, whatever little they have can be taken away. And Dudek very nearly lost his medals when they were stolen from his house, only for them to be returned. Thank goodness for that. But Dudek wasted his talent, but he was also very shabbily treated by Benitez and other managers at Real Madrid, who made it clear that he was just there to be glorified squad cover. And Benitez in particular, I call him one of arguably the worst man manager I've ever seen. And so that segues back into Arteta. Most of this, a large number of these Spanish managers, David, are very, very poor man managers. And when you're out of favor, if you aren't playing, they hardly ever take a look at you. And it's just it's very unfortunate what's happened to Ramsdale, but we have to accept that he is at least partly at fault.
Yeah.
And so it's up to him to try to work as hard as he can to get back in. And he is going to have his chances. He will be playing both our games against Brentford home and away, because obviously Raya will be ineligible for those games. He should have the FA Cup to himself, at least until the final stages. Maybe Arteta will be charitable enough to let Raya play Ramsdale play the final if he's good enough to take us that far. And he'll get his chances, and we'll see how well he does. But until then, he has to keep working hard, and depending on an injury, and or a suspension for Raya, and when that happens, he'll get his chance again. But for this thing to happen, Ramsdale has to mend fences now, because for Nick Ramsdale to come out and say that, and then try and clean things up by saying, "Let's get behind David Raya," I think it's utterly stupid. I despise Mikel Arteta as much as the next man. I think he's a horrible man manager, just almost as bad as Senor Benitez. Yeah. But you do not, in the middle of a season, come out with that sort of stuff. If you want to, take a pot shot at the manager near the end of your time there, the way Jerzy Dudek did when he accused Benitez of treating him like a slave, that's the right time to do it. And then he went even further in his autobiography. I don't want to go too far into that, but not during the middle of the season, and certainly not having your family act as your mouthpiece. I think that's completely out of order, and Ramsdale now needs to mend some fences by offering
unprofessional.
Yeah, he's got to offer an apology on behalf of his family. He's got to, tell his father to stay.
Awkward situation. He's got
to tell his family and everyone else to stay in their lane and not really intervene very much. And that's sort of the way it is. Because here's the thing, nobody comes out of this looking good. Not Arteta, not Ramsdale, and probably not even David Raya. And it reminds me almost in 2008 of the feud that was there between Jens Lehmann and Manuel Almunia. Mercifully, Lehmann left the club after that season, but you might remember that very well, wouldn't you?
I remember it well, but do you think that going back to Ramsdale, do you think that he actually knew that his father was going to actually take those steps, come out publicly, and more or less criticize Mikel Arteta about the whole situation? Do you think he actually knew that his father was? I don't think he put it up to it. I don't think he put him up to it. I think his father was acting. I don't know. I understand it's his son. I understand he wants to protect him. He keeps saying that his son isn't smiling anymore. I mean, I wouldn't be smiling either. But I mean, he's still getting paid. He still has a good job, and he still has a chance to get his place back. You know what I mean? It's not done and dusted. It's not over and out by any. Like, do you think that if Ramsdale plays well in the 2 games against Brentford, because of course, like you said, Raya is not eligible, if he plays in the FA Cup, do you think he can actually? Do you think he still has a chance to get his place back, or do you think that Raya, it's a done deal? He's our number 1, and that's it. What's your opinion on that? Do you think he has a chance to
those two games against Brentford, David, will not really affect the decision in that case, because Ramsdale has to play because Raya is ineligible. And because there's that gap and Raya gets to play in between, if Raya continues to perform well and solidifies place, then that's pretty much it as far as Ramsdale is concerned anyway. And back to your earlier question, if it is, I don't even know if Ramsdale put his father up to it. We don't know how much he's involved in it fully. And if he is involved, if he is, partly to blame for all of that, then, more fool him. You don't do something like that. You just don't. And people are welcome to feel sympathy for him. That's their personal opinion. I don't feel too much sympathy for him. If he wants to leave the club at the end of the season and play elsewhere, where he will, somehow realize how good he had at Arsenal and start to improve and really get better, I hope he improves and gets better. Otherwise, he will become another Paul Robinson. If he does decide to leave, good luck and best wishes to him. But as long as he's here, he really needs to, just pipe down and just keep working and also do a lot more and say a lot more to support his teammate, but also mend a lot of fences. And, here's the thing about Arteta. People are probably taking this a little bit too seriously when it comes to saying that Ramsdale's future may be over. Maybe career at Arsenal may be over. Maybe it could be. But let's bear in mind, Arteta was the same person who was willing to give Aubameyang a few chances when he was falling foul of club rules. Eventually, things came to a head, although I still don't believe Aubameyang was to blame for that one. And it could very well be that Ramsdale might be given a slap on the wrist and allowed to continue to be a part of the squad. Will he play again? Look, there's still many slip between the cup and the lip. Ramsdale could slip and injure his hip and or something else. And Ramsdale could come back in. Things can change in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
But until then, all you can do is just, keep working, hope for the best, and prepare for the worst. And as I said, he's got to mend some fences.
It's definitely after adding a bit of an edge to things in training, I'd imagine, in the whole setup with the club. A little bit of spice, a little bit of uncertainty too is the problem, because it has kind of unsettled things a little bit, I'd imagine. I don't know, the relationships are strained, and we know from the past, what Mikel Arteta is like. We know from the past, Guendouzi, once he took a dislike to him, he was pretty much gone. Arteta is quite ruthless when it comes to that. Yeah. He would actually ask the player to train away from the team if he's not going to be involved. I just hope that Ramsdale responds in the correct way to this adversity. I understand what you're saying about with Aubameyang. He kind of gave him a couple of chances to kind of, rectify the way he was doing things. And I'm sure he's going to be like that with Ramsdale. I'm sure they're going to have a one-to-one. I'm sure they're going to discuss a few things. But I'm sure Ramsdale is hurting as well, that he has been pushed back by Raya. Let's face it. His pride, his confidence is a little bit, let's face it, he's wounded. But I just hope he comes back and actually he remembers his good performances that he had for the team, the camaraderie with the fans, the camaraderie. And to be honest, he was good when he came in and he took over from Leno. It was like night and day. He was so much better than Leno. I mean, the way he was organizing the back four, he had it going on. They were all fist pumping. They were coming together. They were like, good tackle, good block, good save. Everything seemed to get better, seemed to improve. He just needs to take this adversity. And to be honest, if he is to usurp Raya is not the finished article. Raya is not Emi Martinez, in my opinion. He can he can do it. He can get his place back. Raya is not the be-all and end-all. He's not that good, in my opinion. His distribution with the ball is a little better. But like you said, there are tests to come for him. When we go to the Etihad, when we go to Old Trafford, when we go to Liverpool, Spurs,
absolutely,
as a shot stopper, I don't think he's a good shot stopper, man. I know he saved one against Burnley the other day, but with all due respects to them, the game was dead and buried, and it was a routine enough save. It was straight at him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, he did have a good save at the very beginning in the first half, but you're right when you say he hasn't been tested. He was good at Brentford, but he was playing as a part of that system there. Now that he's come up to a big club with different tactics, wonky tactics, in my opinion, he's, I wouldn't necessarily say he's starting to be found out, but you could say that he's starting to feel the pressure a little bit. And as I said, I still despise Arteta and his tactics. I think this guy as a manager will be the death of many players' careers at the Arsenal, and they're going to have to leave to try and, resurrect their careers elsewhere. And hopefully at the end of the season, he'll be on his way if we fail to achieve anything substantial. But, it's just I often take a look at the Lehmann-Almunia feud and take a look at how Arsene Wenger handled it perfectly. He gave Lehmann the cup games, but allowed Almunia to finish the season as the Premier League goalkeeper. And he got them to effectively sign a truce. And what was angering me about Jens Lehmann and what made me really despise him at the time was how he had the temerity to even criticize his teammate in the papers. I'm sure Wenger must have read Your Layman the Riot Act and told him that is not the way, and you will be gone at the end of this season. But he handled everything, obviously, behind closed doors and praised both of his players in public. And that's sort of the way it is. And in as much as, people can say that Arsene Wenger might not have been the most successful manager, for me, he is one of the best man managers I've ever seen. And I'm not going to say that he's a perfect man manager, because obviously he has had his share of disappointments, but you very rarely have an ex-Arsenal player have a bad word to say about Arsene Wenger. Even if for all of their struggles, they will always talk highly about him at least for the most part. Even Emmanuel Adebayor, who didn't exactly have the best ending to his Arsenal career, I don't think you'll ever hear him criticize Arsene Wenger or speak negatively about him anytime ever. Wonderful man manager. Just tactically, I think he started to lose the plot when he became a little bit too inflexible. But, it is what it is. So, as I said, in this whole saga, nobody comes out of this looking good. And there's going to be a lot of fence mending and soul searching that will have to be done. But eventually the club will move forward, and that's the way it should be. And hopefully, that is my final. That's my final 2 pence on this issue.
Yeah, and I was watching Jez's channel earlier, I was watching Jez's channel. There Havertz. I mean, Lee Gunner was there, Kenny Ken was there, Jez was there, and Matt, the Southern Gooner, was there from the US. They're going in very hard on Kai Havertz, and they're going in hard on Arteta because his persistence in playing him. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, seriously, it's getting to the point now. I mean, they're saying that when we come up against a really good team, like Liverpool, for example, who have improved from last season, they're a better team now, the midfield will just be absolutely blown apart. I mean, and they don't think that Havertz has set the team back in their development as opposed to last season. We've gone backwards because there's nothing really going on in there. Like Rice is doing the job of maybe 2 players. It's just the development of the team, the midfield. Everything has gone backwards since Havertz has come into the team. We're kind of accommodating him. Yeah, he's like a passenger. They were absolutely slating him, man. But they're right. I mean, and Arteta's insistence. What's he trying to do? Like make a name for himself? Like, oh, well, I turned Havertz into a good player. I mean, he was never a good player, in my opinion. He's proving it. He's very limited. His all-round game is, even Jez said it, at 62 years of age, Jez thinks he's a better player than Havertz. I mean, they were being serious, yeah? It's come to the point where our midfield is... People can think what they want about Jorginho, but I'm talking about Havertz here. I mean, he's not worthy of holding down a first-team place, man. He's starting him in the midfield. I mean, we must be mad. I mean, we must be desperate. I mean, seriously.
It's Willian all over again, man, and that's the worst part about it. All I can say is that when you make a decision like that and you sort of have to say whatever you want to say to try and justify that move, that decision to buy him any which way, you're asking for all sorts of trouble, and that's sort of how it's being proved. I only hope that, for what it's worth, he was taken off before the hour mark against Burnley because even Arteta saw that it wasn't really worth them keeping him on. But Vieira didn't do much better either, and he got sent off with a stupid trailing leg, which caught the Burnley player badly. And you just don't stick your leg out when you're playing in that league. It's utterly the league like that. It's utterly stupid. And Vieira should have known better. He should know better yesterday. And it's ridiculous. We're down to our bare bones in the midfield. We're down to our bare bones in the defence. We're down to our bare bones in the strike force. Our bench doesn't give me any confidence.
And the game was won, Manny. The game was won. The game was won.
Hey, but and people still talk about how we're still getting results and we still will challenge for the league. I say nuts to that. No chance.
We're miles off that. We're miles off challenging for the league. We're seriously where we're at now. I think is as good as it's going to get this season. We're miles off challenging for the league. We have a lack of firepower. The defense, in fairness, the defense is solid, but the real tests are yet to come. I mean, if you want to see how good we are, see how good we do at Anfield, because that's going to tell you. I think either way we're going to lose
Hey.
at Anfield anyway. I think they're going to turn us over at Anfield. But see how we do at Anfield. Look, I think they're going to turn us over. And it's not just the team. It's not just the form of Nunes. His pressing has been incredible. Salah's getting in on the act. He's benefiting from Nunes' play up front with the pressing. But Klopp is a much better manager. And like you said about Mikel Arteta's man management, nowhere near. You mentioned Arsene Wenger there. Arsene Wenger, he was a very good man manager. And the way he changed the diets of the players, the training regime, he used to give like Tony Adams an extra 2 days off because Adams' knees would be at him to make sure he was okay for match day. You know, Adams used to train maybe 3 days, but obviously trained correctly then. But yeah, Wenger was just much more adept at that. And to be honest, I mean, like you said about Benitez, Arteta, the same. Spanish managers actually can be quite cut and trust. Yeah, they can be quite direct with their, with the way they do things, with the way they handle things. Can be quite vicious. Almost.
They're a bunch of unpleasant. They're a bunch of unpleasant people to the point of almost being vindictive. And a dude that can say whatever the hell he likes about how he has no regrets about staying at Liverpool and moving to Madrid because they were obviously Madrid was an amazing experience despite not getting any game time. But I tell you what, there will come a time when he looks back on his career and says, you know what? I should never, ever have signed that new 2-year deal to stay at Liverpool. And I definitely never should have joined Real Madrid because he ended up seeing his career completely deteriorate. After that Champions League final, David, that should have been the stepping stone, the springboard to really kicking on as a player. But instead, all he's going to be remembered for is that one night in Istanbul. Yeah, he earned about 60 caps for Poland, but it should have been at least 80. He played in the World Cup, should have been at least 3 major tournaments for Poland. And, it's ridiculous. And hopefully Ramsdale will see the light and start to improve. Man up, as AFC always has said quite brilliantly. This can either be the making of him or the breaking of him. And if he doesn't get his act together, he will be on his way out. But if he does get his act together and improve at Arsenal, or at least at the next club he's at, and really start to focus on becoming a better player and a better person, we could see him actually, go on to achieve great things. But Mr. Cole, I am about to head to sleep. As always, it's a pleasure. And you can take this as permission to end your stream because you've been on now for the best part of 3 hours. 3 hours exactly.
3 hours.
I don't even.
I just have one more question for you, Manny. Just one more question.
Go ahead.
Short and sweet, yeah. Do you think Ramsdale needs to be our number one goalkeeper to feature prominently for England? That's basically my question.
He's not going to be the number one for the Euros. Now, next season, obviously, it will remain to be seen whether Jordan Pickford remains the number one. He may decide that he's had enough of the negative comments and decide to, call it quits to focus on his club career, or else he may decide to have one more World Cup campaign and that'll be it. Ramsdale is 25 years old. David Seaman won his first England cap at 25, but at 27, when he joined Arsenal, or 26 or 27, that was when he became more of an England regular. He still didn't make the squad for the 92 European Championships, and good thing that he didn't, because that was a dreadful tournament. Gary Lineker being substituted for Smudger Smith. Normally, as an Arsenal fan, you'd like to see that, but as an England fan, I thought that was a dreadful decision. And then we all know what happened. Thomas Brolin waltzed past Neil Webb to score the winner, and we went out. Yeah, a great player whose career also deteriorated, went downhill fast. But, he's played in the World Cup semi-final. He's played at the top level. I think he has no regrets. Apparently, back in Sweden, he sells vacuum cleaners for a living, but he's made a bit of a business empire out of that, so good on him.
He's doing all right for himself.
Hey, that he is. And look, Ramsdale is young. He has time on his side, but he has to start, working harder and being a lot more patient, all right? And if he does start to focus a lot more on his game, if he does really knuckle down, then I'm sure he'll be fine. But even if Pickford were to retire after the Euros, we will be having a new manager. And the new manager will have his own ideas and his own beliefs on who he'd like to have in the team. So even if Ramsdale were, in the worst case scenario, to miss out on the Euros, he would still have a chance coming back to the England team under a new manager, and maybe he can sort of stake his claim. But he's now going to have to work hard. He's seen the highs. He's experiencing the lows. In biblical terms, it's like 7 years of plenty followed by 7 years of famine, or vice versa. And this is going to be a test of him to see if he can grow and evolve and really come out of it a better person. And look, I've been through my share of tribulations. You've been through your share of tribulations. And neither of us are going to say that the trials that we've experienced were in any way pleasant, or that we're in any way grateful for them having happened, because, nobody likes to experience pain. But, you dust yourself off, you find a way to move forward, you somehow reconcile with everything that's happened, and try and make the best of it, as you're doing, as I'm trying to do. And, that's the way we sort of move on. And Ramsdale's learning that at a younger age. Maybe this should hopefully be the making of him. If he improves as a person, if he improves as a goalkeeper, I will happily hold up my hand and say, I had it wrong about him. But the ball is in his penalty area, not court, penalty area.
There are people, exactly. There are people there to support him. He's not, he's not an outcast. There's a lot of people there that got his back. His father, for one. But anyway, look, I'm going to wrap up the stream. Yeah, I want to thank you for coming on, Manny. I appreciate it. Your words of wisdom, as I said to Anthony yesterday.
Always, Mr. Cole. Always.
Self and Anthony yesterday, you made the stream. You built the stream. I'm going to be collaborating with Anthony. Everyone, I just want you to know I will be collaborating with Anthony. It'll be on the 30th of November, on the Thursday. I will be coming on his channel as a guest, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking to do another couple of collaborations as well, so I'm going to be getting in touch with different YouTubers. Thank you to Manny thank you, Manny. I want to thank you personally for always kind of prompting me and pushing me into collaborations, and pushing me out of my comfort zone and my shell as such. So I appreciate that. It's not going unnoticed, I don't say it much, but I want to thank you personally. Thank you to Anthony also. Thank you to Scott. And thank you to Gunnosaurus. And thank you to Ramsdale for giving us something to talk about. No, we have
Which Ramsdale, Aaron or Nick? Thank them both. You gotta thank them both.
With your staff. God, maybe Nick wants to go and goal. I don't know. Maybe somebody else. But thank you, Manny, for that. I appreciate it, John. I wish you all the best. I don't know what time it is there with you, but sleep well or enjoy the rest of your day or whatever. Auf Wiedersehen.
Look, I'm still stuck. I'm still stuck over here, so it's not just Auf Wiedersehen. It is a good Nacht. It is extremely late. I somehow have a knack of being able to get up early enough, but I do sort of steal an hour nap in between. So that's the price I pay when I try to orient myself back to UK time for these streams. But it is what it is. And Dave, always a pleasure. You take care of yourself, and I will.
You too, man.
Yeah, not a problem, man. Take care of yourself, and I will see you soon. Yeah,
all the
cheers, everyone.
Thank you, man. Sleep
cheers.
well.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you to Manny for coming on. I'm going to wrap up the stream there. I've enjoyed it thoroughly. Thank you to Scott for guesting. Thank you to Manny for guesting. I thank you to everybody for your continued support. I really, really enjoyed bringing you the stream. Onwards and upwards for the AFC. We'll have to see how it works out for us. Positives we can take from the whole Ramsdale situation, that he comes back and he acquits himself and that the team improves. And when there is an issue, when there is something in your way that you need to overcome, when you need to get past something in your life, I mean, a little bit of what can I say it? He has a battle now ahead of him, man, and he needs to acquit himself, and he needs to persevere, and he needs to be disciplined, and he needs to be strong. And he's got a mountain to climb, in my opinion, to displace Raya. I'm going to be honest. But look, it's the way that he has to set himself up now. I think he first has to sit down with Arteta and sort things out. A clear the air wouldn't be a bad thing. After that, focus on his training and focus on his performances in training. I'll be there as a support to Raya, be there as a support to the team and the coach. And hopefully, when he gets his chance, he'll grab it with both arms, with open arms. He is a good goalkeeper. He does need to develop. Like I said to Manny, last season with the way the team was riding high at the top of the league, coming agonizingly close to win the league, rather luckily, if I'm going to say, but they came agonizingly close to landing the first titles in 2004. I think Ramsdale thought that he was a shoo-in. He thought that he was going to be an ever-present player in the squad, in the team, in the starting 11. I think he thought he was going to be an ever-present in the starting 11. I think the whole Raya situation came out of nowhere. I don't think he thought that that would ever happen. And I think it's after knocking him back. And I think now that it's not just been Raya coming in at the start to see how he is. It's been Raya coming in and becoming the number one and taking that place from him with no kind of, no waiting period. Raya just came in as number one, and that was it for Ramsdale. I think that has kind of taken him aback a bit and maybe shocked him, but definitely his father coming in and speaking his mind, criticizing Arteta publicly, that will not have gone down too well because Arteta is quite a disciplinarian, like Manny kind of alluded to when he mentioned about Aubameyang. But he's also fair. He did give Aubameyang a few cracks of the whip, a few chances. So here's hoping that Aaron Ramsdale would also get that same kind of leeway from Mikel. But I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. I will be doing collaboration with Anthony, but that will be on the 13th of November. So that's like 2 weeks away still, guys. But just to let you know, that will be taking place. I'm looking to set up another couple of collaborations, get my channel out there, come out of the comfort zone, come out of my shell a bit. And yeah, to make something on my channel, yeah. So I want to thank everybody for their continued support. Thank you to Manny. Thank you to AFC always. Sorry to hear about your recent health concerns. I hope everything goes well for you. You're in my thoughts. Thank you to Anthony Herbert. Thank you to Carlos Eduardo over in California. Thank you to Scott for coming on also. Thank you to Early Doors. Thank you to Tony. A lot of people on the stream, actually. I didn't realize it. It was moving nicely. Thank you to Tony Claude for your support. Thank you to Aragon Gooner. Thank you to Hullabaloo. A lot of people on this. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to Jordy. Big up yourself. Thank you to John Hand. Thank you to Anthony Stapleton. And yeah, Manny with the first comment. And Manny last to come on the stream. Carlos Eduardo, thank you for your support again, man. I appreciate it, and your kind donations. And take care of yourself, yeah. And thank you to everybody, yeah. One day, Carlos, when you have time, if you want to come on my channel and we talk football, it would be good. So that's goodbye from me, guys. That's goodbye from Gunnosaurus. That's good night from London. And take care of yourselves, yeah. And thank you to everybody, yeah. And see you later, Carlos. Good night, guys. Come on, you gooners. Peace.